76s are our second flight.
Yep.
And we have our 59s and 66s and a couple of 93s on our first men's flight. All right, we are back. 2025 CPU National Championships here, Powerlifting Championships here in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. I'm here with Vicki Taylor-Hood, our National Secretary, and my name is Mark Magnuson. We will be doing your live stream commentary. We have on two platforms. On platform one, we have our open men in the 59 and 66 and 93 categories. And on platform two, we have our women on the 47, 57, 52, and 76 kilo categories. We are separated into two flights on both platforms, and we are about to start in just a moment. Vicki, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement before we get started?
Oh, yes. Thanks, Mark. I'm a CPU secretary. I'm a national referee. I'm from Newfoundland. And where are you from, Mark?
I'm from Saskatchewan, Saskatoon.
Okay, so we're balancing out the country nicely here on both sides. I've been lifting for over a decade, and I don't know how many nationals I've been to now, but probably 10.
Great. Good to have the experience. We will watch our lifters this morning. We are now into our open lifters. We've had a full week of lifting, both masters and juniors and sub-juniors. And today on Friday and tomorrow on Saturday, we have our open lifters.
Yeah, I've had some great fun refereeing this week, too. There's been some phenomenal lifting from men and women of all ages. It's going to be great to see some more.
We've had lots of national records. We've had some really good battles for podium placements, and that's always fun to watch. And we are just about to get started. On platform one, we have David Ho opening at 175 kilos.
And Nidia Romero is on platform 2 with 105 kilos on the bar.
Appears to be good on both sides.
Yep, nice lift. Nidia has her belt unlocked for that one.
Interesting.
Let's watch and see what she does on the second one.
We had, I think I saw the first person all week last night with no knee sleeves for squatting, which is rare.
It is rare these days, yeah.
She did fine. She hit all three squats, but Jeff and I were talking last night about how we haven't seen that in some time.
Catherine Nguyen on platform 2 with 107.5.
And Jordan Smith on platform 1 attempting 180 kilos. Nice and smooth on platform 2.
Yeah, refs like that one.
And it appears that Jordan has a good lift on platform 1. Yes, he does.
And Megan Butters is called for 112.5 on the bar for her opener.
And James on platform 1 will be opening with 182.5 kilos. And I'll convert that for those of you that like pounds. It's about 401 pounds. We are well underway here. We are currently seeing our 47 and 57 and 52 lifters on platform 2 and our 59 and 66 kilo lifters on platform 1. We will see a couple of the 93s a little bit later in this first round.
And Megan gets a good lift on platform 2. Christina is coming up on platform 2 with 115.
And James looks like he's got a good first lift in. He does. Talk a little bit about when you have lifters, you have 9 lifts, you have 3, obviously, so 3 squats, 3 bench press, 3 deadlift. That opening squat, in terms of how it feels mentally, psychologically, in terms of nerves, in terms of wanting to get that first one in. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, when you're walking out there, you're absolutely shaking in your shoes because that's just how it feels. You're doing something very heavy and scary, and you want to get that first squat in. That's your entry ticket into the meet, basically. You get in that first squat, and suddenly you can breathe again. You know you've pinched your entry pass, and you can start building your total. And you want to pick a number that you can hit. What my friend said was drunk on a waterbed, but a number that you can consistently hit even on a bad day, so that when you walk out there nervous, you can make it look good and build momentum. Momentum is the key, right?
Okay, I haven't heard that one yet. I've heard 3 that you could do the triple comfortably, but drunk on a waterbed, I like that too.
It's evocative at any rate.
All right.
Wouldn't suggest trying it.
We had a good lift by Christina on 1, or 2, excuse me, and we had a good lift from a non-1.
Yeah. So all of these lifters right now, they want to put a number on the bar because you get credit for the best lift of your squats and the best lift of your bench and the best of your deadlift. That's how you build your total. So they want to be on the bar right now so they can put bigger weights on. This is almost like a last warm-up before they're starting to put something significantly heavier on the bar. Or at least it should be if they pick their attempt right.
I think Nilafar has a good lift, 2 to 1. Maybe
Yep.
an issue of depth on the one side.
Yeah, it looks like a red card, but I don't think we see a light. Oh, there we go.
And Jonah on platform 1.
Yeah.
And I believe he's got a good opener as well. Yes, he does.
There we go.
Giovanna on platform 2, opening at 127.5. Carlos on platform 1, opening at 220. You know, I talked about a little bit when I've commentated earlier in the week about just how much the sport has grown. And you see these individuals, these are open lifters, and they're 66 and 59 kilo lifters opening up with huge squats.
Oh, and massive. Some of them 3 and 4 times body weight.
Yeah, it just amazes me how much the sport has evolved over the last.
Well, these would have been
10, 15
third
years.
attempts like 8 years ago.
Exactly.
And now we're seeing them as openers. It's phenomenal.
We'll wait for Giovanna and Carlos.
There we go.
Nice and deep for Carlos.
Carl and Giovanna got a 3 weights on that one.
So far, we are good across the board.
And what you can't see back home is that there are 3 referees on this platform. You probably see the knee of one of them there. One on each side and one in the middle. And people are looking for white lights or red lights they're looking for white lights from each of those referees from 3 different perspectives and 3 different angles. So if somebody doesn't get a lift, for instance, it's probably because 2 people that we are not seeing from the same angle called something, right?
Right. Kelly on platform 2, 127.5, and Daniel, who is a Saskatchewan lifter, is opening at 225 kilos. Daniel had a very good provincials back in November.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Excellent. Hey, no knee sleeves. You were asking about it.
There's
right?
another one.
There
So
you
now
go.
we've got 2. Yeah, I thought there might have been a bit of an issue with depth for Daniel. It was very close, but he's good lift, 2 to 1.
2 to 1 on both sides, actually.
Yep.
Perfect. Some people have one hip that's a little higher than the other.
Some of us older people, our hips don't work as well.
Well, yeah.
We have Brandon on platform 1 opening at 240, and we have. Go ahead.
We have 2 on platform 2 opening at 130.
Yeah, I know for a fact that my one left hip never goes down quite as deep as my right.
Yeah, nobody's symmetrical perfectly.
No.
It's been a really good meet so far. The spotters and loaders have been top class. The venue's been excellent. It's been really well run. We've been on schedule the whole way through.
Yeah, that's the first, 7-day meet, 8-day meet? To
Yeah.
be on schedule all week is amazing.
Good lift on 1.
Good lift by Brandon on 1, and what appears to be a good lift by 2.
Yep, 2 to 1.
Yep, on
Yep.
platform 2. Our last lifter of our first round on platform 1, Nicholas, is opening at a big number, 265 kilo squat for his opener.
We've still got a few more on platform 2. There's Miriam with 132.5 coming up. She'll be up in a second now. And then we have 3 more besides her to finish off this round.
So platform 2 will take a little bit longer to get through the different attempts. We'll keep you up to date on both sides, and then we'll focus on the one platform once the other platform finishes for their breaks.
Yep. If you're watching at home and you want to find out what the score sheet looks like, you can actually pull that up on simplemeet.plmeet.com. So it's symplemeet.plmeet.com. And we are in which session? 13.
Session 13.
Pull up session 13. If you want to follow along what we're seeing on the scoreboard, that's how you can do it. 2 to 1, no lift on 1 for Miriam. She'll get another shot at that. She's got 2 more lifts. And it looks like it was depth on both sides.
And Nicholas with a good lift to finish up the first attempts on platform 1. Shelby's up on platform 2 with an opener attempt at 142.5. Just take a moment here, and we'll do this throughout the morning, to thank our sponsors. We have 4 major sponsors: Visit Moose Jaw, the tourism arm of the City of Moose Jaw, SBD Apparel Canada, Inner Strength Products for all your powerlifting needs directly across the way here, and Sask Lotteries.
Perfect. You can see most of them behind our lifters on the banners there.
Shelby with a bit of a grind in the middle there.
Yeah, first time out there, though, sometimes it feels a little stickier in your head, but it's a good lift.
Yeah, good lift.
Yeah, sometimes when you walk out there, things can be harder simply because you're so jittery or nervous and not because of a strength issue. Usually they smooth out in the second one.
Jordan with his second has decided to take an extra 5 kilos. Had to work for that one, but I believe it's a good lift. It is.
Marie's got 142.5 on the bar now. And she's not a very large woman, and this is a 314-pound squat. So look at these people, how strong they are, even on their openers. And that moved like a bullet. Holy cow.
That was quick. David on platform 1, adding 10 kilos to his second attempt for 185. And he is a 59-kilo lifter.
We've got Monica with 160, which is just over 350 pounds on platform 2.
So we now have some of our squatters on platform 1 squatting 3 times their body weight.
Yeah. And we're heading that same way on 2 soon in the next round.
Soon.
Yeah. Wow, that was a fight.
And, yeah. 2 reds, not a good lift.
He gets another crack at it, though, in the next
round. He does.
Round.
Strength with his air.
Yeah, a little more depth.
It looked like the left hip wasn't as low as the right one.
Yeah. And the right one was still high.
Yes. Yes.
But he'll get another crack at that.
He will.
He can fix that.
James attempting 192.5. He's chosen to take a 10-kilo jump. And we have Monica on 2, attempting 160. She is the last of our lifters on platform 2 in this round.
I like how composed she is. She's taking her time to set up, and she's not rushed. Yeah, 3 whites. Nicely done. Yeah. We're back to the beginning of the round for platform 2 with Catherine taking 115 after a successful first attempt. I think James successfully lifted 192.5.
He did. On platform 2, we have 2 47-kilo lifters, so they'll be battling it out.
Yeah.
We have Catherine and we have Nydia. And then we have, I believe, 4 or 5 52-kilo lifters and 4 or 5 57-kilo lifters. So we should see some good battles here as we get into the bench and into the deadlifts.
Yeah, every kilo counts as you're building a total. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make your lift. You don't get credit for lifts you want to make but didn't make. You get credit for what you can put on the board. And so selecting attempts is a critical part of this.
Yeah, one of the people that I read some of his stuff, and I certainly believe in some of the things he espouses, is Matt Gary, who's a very well-known coach internationally with the U.S. team and now with the Great Britain team. And one of the things he says is, having done a longitudinal study, is the lifters that are most successful are the ones that hit 8 out of 9 and 9 out of 9.
Absolutely. If you throw away kilos by making a jump that's too large or not building momentum by making leap to leap that is successful, then you've sabotaged your own efforts at all the training you've put in.
We have Jonah on platform 1 at 212.5. Nydia on platform 2 at 115. That's a big jump for a 47-kilo.
It is,
lifter.
but her first one looked nice and smooth. So
it did.
And she's got some ground to make up because the prognosis of totals at the end is a bit spread, so she's trying to catch up a little.
And that's part of the strategy that an athlete and a coach will have in terms of not letting
moved well.
Not letting one of the other athletes get too far ahead early in the meet.
Yeah. And a lot of times, too, some people will put in a very low opener for squats simply because they're that nervous and they want to get on the board and they know they can make the leap. And she just did it, so good call for her. We've got Megan with 117.5 on the bar.
And Carlos on platform 2 at 230 kilos. Carlos is about to lift 3.5 times his body weight.
This is a strong man.
Nice lift on one.
Yeah. Very smooth on two, but not quite deep enough, it looks.
Yeah, all of our lifters have been strong enough. We just had a couple of issues with depth for one or two people. And those should be things that they can clean up in the back and talk to their coach.
Yeah.
Daniel on platform 1 will be attempting 235. And Christina on platform 2 has gone up 5 kilos to 120 kilos.
And we're loaded on 2 for Christina.
When you see the spotter on the back there giving a thumbs up to the camera, what he's doing is signaling the ref that the bar is ready. His bar is loaded for the next lifter. You can't see the ref. She's just beside the camera there.
That might be close for depth.
I'd say that's, yeah,
Oh,
okay,
he's
he's in.
All right. And the refs have a better view than we do, obviously, from the side.
Absolutely. And Christina just smoked 120.
Good lift for her.
Yep. Nilafar is going to put 125 on the bar on platform 2.
And Brandon has chosen a 15-kilo jump to 255 for his second attempt.
125 kilos for Nilafar.
At this point, the nerves have settled a little bit after that first attempt, and you're actually able to make more of an attack on the bar as opposed to a calculated,
safe kind of approach.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The mindset is now let's go after the number.
Yeah.
You know, bigger number.
Vast relief. What actually sometimes happens in the back room is people have a bit of an adrenaline dump, so you got to watch for that too. Being that nervous, depending on the person. Well, that was smooth.
That looked pretty good for Brandon.
Smooth as peanut butter.
And a good lift.
280 kilos on the bar for Nicholas.
Well, she's working for this one. And the refs like it. All good. Nicely done.
Nicholas is our last lifter in our second round on platform 1. He's taking a 15-kilo jump as well. He will be attempting 280 kilos on platform 1.
And Miriam's on platform 2. She missed it on her first attempt, but we're going to all get behind her now so she can clean this up and put it on the board.
Bars loaded.
She's been coaching all week too, so she's.
Oh, that's right.
She's been going.
That's right. She was coaching last night too.
Yeah, she's been here all week. It's no mean feat to actually get up and lift like this after you've been coaching all week. Nick was too, actually. I was in the back room with him last night coaching.
There you go.
That's it.
That looked nice and deep for her.
Yeah,
Three
much
white.
better.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
135 kilos on the bar.
That's going to be close.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, we got it. 2-1. He's got to be happy with that.
Now you only need approval from 2 out of 3 refs. So.
And again, the side judges side refs have a better look than we do.
They do. And they're able to move themselves into position so that they can see what they want to see, right?
Yep. Top of the order on platform 1, Jordan will be attempting 187.5 for his third and final squat attempt.
And we're just over halfway through platforms 2 seconds attempts, so platform 2 is a fuller pack of lifters, fuller deck of lifters. Giovanna has 135 on the bar, so she's just under 300 pounds.
.6 times her body weight.
Mm-hmm. Wow, your math is awesome. Oh, she moved that nicely.
Yeah.
And we have more white.
Good lift for Giovanni.
137.5.
And I believe Jordan might be timing out.
It
looks like he is.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 kilo jump, and that second one was a fight.
The second one was a fight. He's probably saving that energy for the bench and the deadlift.
Absolutely. Kelly's got 137.5 on the bar, which is 303. See what she can make of this one.
And Jordan has timed out on platform 1. David is up, and he'll be attempting 190 kilos.
Sometimes a lifter will time out, like we just said, to save some energy, and the reason they'll put that attempt in instead of just scratching it is to give the other lifters the full rotation of time to recover. So if you don't put an attempt in, they lose a minute of recovery between lifts. So it's sportsmanship.
Athlete courtesy thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It very much is. It matters mostly in equipped, to be perfectly honest.
Kelly up and down very quickly.
Yeah, and she's 2-to-1 good lift. So they're waiting for 2 commands during the squat. They're waiting for the squat command to begin the squatting. They have 1 minute to get that command. And once they complete it, they're not allowed to move until the referee gives them the rack command.
Just a bit too much for David.
Tulee's making a 12.5 kilo jump, which is a pretty big jump for a 57 lifter.
That is a big jump. Now,
Yeah.
again, as you mentioned, it might be that her opener was simply
Safe.
take care of the nerves and then move on.
Absolutely. I've done that. It works if you train that.
I've done it that way too.
Yeah.
Especially since squat tended to be the challenging lift for me. I would always open with a safe squat and then move on.
Yeah. And a lot of this is what you train with too. So if you train with big jumps, you know and expect the feeling of a big jump.
James on platform 1, attempting 197.5. I think he's got it. Appears to be a good lift.
And Tulee was able to power that one up nicely.
And both
3
of them.
whites. Yeah, good lifts. That's what we like to see. When we're refereeing, one of the things people joke about is the red lights, of course. But we start with a white light. You have to earn a red. You have to do something that makes me take that lift away from you as a referee.
So you're giving the lifter the benefit of the doubt until you can't.
Always.
Until you can't. Okay.
Always. Yep.
Aiden Lee attempting his third at 210 kilos. He's fired up.
Yeah, Shelby's got 145, and she looks excited about that. So let's pull this together.
The strength is there. We'll have to see if the depth is there. 2-to-1. Good lift.
See what happens with Shelby's lift now, what the referees say about that. Same thing, 2-to-1.
So they're cutting it really close. And again, talk a little bit about that. The reason they're cutting that depth so close is because they're saving that energy. By going, you want to go deep enough, obviously, to get the 3 white lights or get the approved lift. But you don't want to go so deep that you're wasting energy.
No, you don't want to spend your time in the basement. You want to go deep enough so that the top of the hip crease is below the top of the knee, which is why we're saying it's hard to see from the front. The side referees have a much better view of a hip crease. Right now, a lot of body and leg get in the way from the front. So yeah, you want to go as deep as you need to go to make depth, but no deeper than that to save energy.
All right, we have Jonah with his third attempt at 215. He's only taken a 2.5 kilo
and
jump.
Marie made that fly with 3 white lights.
And if I remember
Jeepers.
correctly, Jonah's second was a bit of a grind, so probably a good choice to just do 2.5.
Totally. Put every kilo you can. Nope, not there.
And that's a good call because there probably wasn't anything there other than the 2.5.
Yeah. And that's it. And he didn't lose anything by trying that. That's the thing. If you make a 5 or a 7 kilo jump and you don't take a 7 kilo jump and you miss it, that's 5 or 2.5 you might have had you made a better choice.
Exactly.
So every kilo starts to count.
Carlos on platform 1 attempting 235, a 5 kilo jump for him.
You continue on, Mark.
Monica is our last lifter on platform 2 in this round. Second squats, 170 kilos, a very big squat for a 57 kilo lifter.
It's a lovely squat.
That is approximately just under 3 times her body weight.
Yeah. I love how unhurried she is.
Carlos, yeah, and both good lifts.
3 whites on 2 as well, yeah. We're heading into thirds now on the platform 2 here, and Catherine's going to start us off with 117.5.
And we are finishing up our last 3 lifters on platform 1 in this flight. This is flight A. We have our 93s lifting now. Daniel is coming out attempting 245 kilos.
Nice.
No more changes to open.
Yeah, he's made 10 kilo jumps all the way through.
We're loaded on 2 for Catherine, starting 3rd attempts.
He's a tall fellow. You can see the rack heights are wildly divergent.
He's
on
a
those
very tall
platforms.
93 kilo lifter, yeah.
Yeah. The rack heights are one of the things that the platform crew are adjusting. When you weigh in and you go into this competition, you tell them what height you want your rack set at throughout. So this platform crew are loading weights.
That's going to be right on the edge for depth,
Yep.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But a good lift, 2-to-1.
We also have a jury, so if a lift is 2-1, and it's good lift on 2, if it's 2-1 and it's 2 reds and 1 white, for instance, the coach can then go to the jury and ask them to have a look at that lift. And the jury is watching each platform to make sure that nothing egregious has happened. They don't tend to overturn unless it's a really obvious error. And they happen. We're human.
Brandon with 260, a 5-kilo jump for his third attempt.
And Nydia has 120 on the bar for her third.
Nice and
Oh,
deep.
that
I
was
think
powerful.
that's going to be just fine.
And the smile at the end
Yep.
says it all, doesn't it?
He's happy with that. That was
Yeah.
a nice third squat.
Justifiably. Moved like a second. And we're good on platform 2 as well. That was Nydia's third. She can take that as her top squat into her total now. And we've got Megan Butters on the bar, has 120 on the bar for her third attempt as well.
And we have Nicholas, who will be our last squatter in this flight.
Oh, wow.
He's added 5 kilos. He is attempting 285 kilos in the 93 open class. This is over 600 pounds.
Well, Megan's depth was beautiful
man.
there, lovely and deep. 3 white lights, nicely done. Perfect third attempt. Christina did like 125, which is 276 pounds. Oh, nice try, Nicholas.
So when you see that kind of attempt, and he's headed back up, and then he even knew that it wasn't going to go. To me, that's usually losing your bracing or usually losing your tightness.
It typically, or you've maybe misgrooved it on the way down.
Right.
That can happen too. Or honestly, it's just too heavy. That can sometimes happen as well.
There are
right?
days when it's too heavy, absolutely.
Although if you see him out of the hole and sort of in that transition from knee extension to hip extension, sometimes it's a synchronization issue. Like
the transfer of power,
Transfer of power, exactly.
Okay.
And 2-1 against Christina. So no lift there on her third attempt. Niloufer's on the platform next with 127.5.
And we are into our second flight on platform 1. We have Philippe up. He is a 93-kilo lifter. He'll be attempting 125.
It's a very high bar position.
It's almost like a tempo squat.
It was a very easy squat.
I'm wondering if he's putting that one to get in, and now he's going to change things
I
up.
wonder, or is he injured maybe?
He could be injured too, and he's just getting a placeholder.
Exactly. You never know. Each of the 3 lifts. Oops, no lift for Niloufer, but good catch, spotters.
Yep. All of our lifters now in flight 2 on platform 1 are our 93-kilo lifters. Gabriel is next, attempting 235 kilos.
We're going to finish off the 57s and 52s here before we move on to the 56s. We're just lagging a little bit behind platform 1, but that's good. It's all good. Here's Miriam. She got her second attempt. She's going after another 5 kilos with her third.
Nice opener for Gabriel.
Yeah, that was nice.
Good lift on 1. We're going up to 242.5 kilos for Jared.
There you go. Nice and steady on the way up.
Nice stand up. Yep.
Jared on platform 1, 242.5 kilos for his opener. I do notice he has the racks in as opposed to out. Explain why people do that.
There's 2 different reasons. Some people on this platform, on platform 2. Yep.
Ivana with what looks like a good lift.
Yep.
It is.
Lovely lift. And Kelly's going up to 145 for her third attempt. We've got 5 lifters left in this flight before we move on to flight B.
And on platform 1, Michael attempting 245 for his opener.
Just want to take half a second to point out that if you see a woman on platform 2 as one of the spotters and loaders, she is actually one of the meet directors, and she has been working tirelessly all week to make this event wonderful. There's been 4 meet directors, Ryan and Rhea Stin. Rhea is the one you'll see on the platform there, and Heidi and Ryan Fowler. They're all family members. They're all related to each other, and this has been a fabulous meet.
Yeah, they did Westerns last year here 1 year ago, and I was at that event as well. And their organizational skills and the venue have just been excellent.
Yeah, it's been a top class event.
207.5 kilos on the bar for Felix.
Felix on platform 1 attempting his opener at 247.5.
Loaded on 1.
Kelly with a pretty smooth third attempt.
Wow, that knee lockout was a real pop. Nicely done.
Yeah.
And Tu Lee is up on now with 147.5.
4 lifters left on platform 2. We are halfway through flight B on platform 1.
Loaded on 2.
Very quick up and down for Felix.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Easy opener on 1. 255 kilos on the bar for Jacob Lee.
Yeah, there has to be a confidence builder when that first opener just moves really well.
Oh, you breathe a massive sigh of relief. You've been there, right? You know what
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like. You walk off that platform and you're, whew,
It's going to be a
okay.
good day.
Yes, it's a good day to have a good day.
Yes.
Nope. Big good catch, guys.
And not quite there today.
Shelby would like 150 from her third attempt. She did a 7.5 kilo jump from first to second, but 5 from second to third, which is a fairly typical spread.
And Jacob on platform 1, opening at 255.
Loaded on 2. No more changes to open
Jacob
this
is a
meet.
Bridge City lifter out of Saskatoon.
What was your first clue?
There is a large contingent here from the Bridge
There
City
is,
Barbell Club.
yeah, there's great team of people.
Yep. Oh, wow.
That was fast.
And deep.
Yep.
Yep. No issues there.
All right.
257.5 kilos on the bar, please, for time.
Shelby's a very narrow stance squatter.
Loaded on 1.
Yeah, I'm concerned that maybe she wasn't quite deep enough.
That was my worry too, but I was figuring I'd let the refs call that
Yes.
one.
Yep.
You know, when it's close, and if it's 2-1, that means it's close.
I noticed that when she got to the bottom, instead of continuing to push her knees out, her knees kind of stopped pushing out. Yeah.
She cut depth on that one.
She
a
did
little
cut
bit,
depth.
a little bit.
And that happens when you get to that third squat and you're lifting a weight that maybe you haven't lifted before, or you know it's a challenging weight for you. Subconsciously, you start doing things you might not normally do.
Yeah, and you know your body has great protective mechanisms built into it.
Exactly.
And it wants you to stand up again.
It does not want to see you get hurt.
No, exactly. So
Thomas with a deep squat on platform 1.
let's see what Marie can make of 157.5.
Oh, yeah.
Which stands up quickly, and the reps are very happy with that.
And
Nice, 3 white lights.
all right, we're going to go way
Matthew on platform 1, 260 kilos.
We have our first 3 reds loaded on platform 2 with Monica.
That is, I want to say,
It's a big squat.
about 3.5 times her body weight.
Yeah. She's a powerful woman.
That's our last lifter on platform 2. I believe.
Yep, she
Yep.
is indeed. And then we're moving on to to flight B, which we're going to start.
76s.
Yeah, exactly. I think 130 is our first lifter on platform 2 in flight B. It'll be Kayla, I believe.
Natasha, maybe?
Nope, Kayla.
Oh, Kayla. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, it hasn't been sorted yet.
That's
We're
right.
good.
265
All right,
kilos
Monica.
on the bar, please, for Kevin.
Make it fly.
Big third attempt here for Monica. As you mentioned previously, she's very good at calming herself before making the lift.
Yeah. That is
Loaded on 1.
a very professional approach to movement. She reminds me a lot of actually one of the lifters I train with, Maria T.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sure.
Nope, not today.
Oh, she was close.
It was close,
It
though.
was close.
Just stuck a little bit there.
Yep.
Work over here, spotters and loaders. All right, we're going to go.
All right, we're moving into flight B. We've got Kayla with 130 on the bar.
She's going to get flight B started.
Kevin on platform 1, attempting 265 for his opener as we just get ready to start our second flight on platform 2.
Yes, we've got the 76s now on platform 2. It's a different weight class.
Loaded on
You have to weigh 76 kilos or less, but you also must weigh more than 69 kilos,
282.5
which is the next
kilos.
class down.
For Evan, please.
Evan, our second last lifter on our first round of squats on platform 1, flight 2, has decided to open at 282 and a half. We are getting into the 600-pound club here.
Loaded on 1.
Kayla's from Alberta. And she stands up quickly. And the refs say 2-1.
And that was
Good
a
lift.
that was a blue for her. So
Yeah.
would that be a lockout possibly, or
Could be a lockout. Could be soft knees at
Yep.
the top, beginning or end of the lift, usually. Or it can also be that you're not standing upright enough. I don't think it was that, given what I'm seeing here. I'm suspecting it was probably a knee.
okay?
Could also be up and down on the bar.
Yep, I guess. Although I didn't see that, but
No, I didn't either. But
from again from the sides, you can see things differently.
Yep. We'll let the referees call it.
Yep. Evan with a good opener.
Natasha's got 132.5, and this is their openers, as we said earlier with the first flight. Openers are a different beast. You're kind of nervous. You've got to get your entry ticket to the event by basically punching this opener.
Looks good for
She
Natasha.
stands up quickly, and she's got 3 white lights.
Kyle is going to do our last attempt in the first round of squats for flight B. He will be attempting 290 kilos.
Right, we've got Christina on platform 2 from Ontario, and she's got 152.5 for her opener. They have 1 minute to get the squat command. Once that happens, the clock basically stops, so they have as much time as they like to actually do the movement.
Oh, that's-
no, Kyle.
Explain now why that's going to be a problem.
Well, you're not allowed to move your feet once you get the squat command until you're given the rack command. So he got yellow lights or yellow cards from the referee and red lights because his feet moved out of position.
So the feet must remain stationary once you start the squat.
Exactly. Yeah. For squats, they're not allowed to move. You're allowed to rock back and forward a little bit from heel to toe. So you might see people kind of settling a little bit, but you're not allowed to laterally move your feet, and you're not allowed to lift them.
Okay. So although the strength was there, and
Christina had a nice lift. Yeah, Kyle will come back and he'll get that.
Yeah.
That could have been nerves. Sometimes adrenaline is actually hard to control. You'll hear people talking about hype music, but there's actually, when you're going out for first squats, sometimes what you need is calming music because you've got enough adrenaline flowing.
Exactly,
through.
already.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Philippe with his second, he's jumped 50 kilos. So obviously that was a
So he is doing tempo squats today. Nicely done, Philippe. So yes, this is how he lifts. This is his
a very
style.
interesting approach.
Yep. Hey, it's working for him.
It is.
Samantha's going to take 152.5.
So I'm curious to see if he does another 50-kilo jump.
I suspect he probably will, given how that moved.
I would think so too.
Yep. I was coaching at Worlds one time, and there was one guy, she gets a good lift. There was one guy who was late for warm-ups, really late for warm-ups, and we had to warm him up with 1 red plate, 2 red plate, 3
wow.
red plates, 4 red
Oh,
plates.
wow.
And it was pretty much 2 minutes in between each attempt. It was interesting, but he managed it. So these guys train
Yeah.
so hard to be able to handle every adversity.
Gabriel on platform 1 with 250, a 15-kilo jump for him.
Alex has got 155 on the bar on platform 2.
So all of our lifters on platform 2 are now 76-kilo lifters. All of our lifters on platform 1 are 93-kilo lifters.
7.5 kilos for chair.
That was a lovely lift for Alex. 3 white lights.
And Jared's chosen to jump 15 kilos for his second, 257.5 kilos.
Same weight on the bar for Kimberly, 155 kilos.
Loaded on 2.
And there's a saying about openers. We're still on openers for platform 2. No one remembers your opener unless you miss it.
That's
So
right.
this number matters to get you on the board. It is not your best ever lift. It should not be your best ever
It
lift.
only counts if it's the only one that is good.
Yep, exactly. That's why attempt selection matters. That's why coaching matters as well. Let's see what Kimberly can do with this. She stands it up easily. And the refs like it. 3 white lights. Hannah's going to take 165.
Please for Anna.
Jared with a very comfortable second attempt at 257. Good lift for him.
We're going to 260 kilos
Michael's up.
right leg.
He's also doing a 15 kilo. You'll see the bigger jumps now as we get into the heavier weight classes.
Yes. Yeah.
260 for Michael on his second attempt.
Loaded on 1.
Just a reminder as we watch our lifters, our sponsors, our major sponsors, one of them, Inner Strength Products here in Moose Jaw. All of your powerlifting needs, they are across the way here from our venue. And you can go in directly and shop. You can shop online. They are very good at getting things shipped out very quickly. And I can't tell you or say enough good things about the customer service.
And if you happen to be here for the meet, they are open for part of the day during the day. You can pop over to the actual warehouse and try on things and see what shoes you might need. And they're giving a bit of a discount to lifters who are at this meet. So if you're in your hotel room watching this, come on over and check it out. I think it's from 1 to 6 or
1 to 6 every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Chisholm has got 172.5 on that bar.
Bar is loaded, Felix.
Felix at 265 and Chisholm with a nice opener at 172.5.
Beautiful.
And there's a good lift.
We're going to 3 reds on 2 for Lily. 175
Our last
kilos.
3 lifters with their second attempts. First attempts. Last 3 lifters with their first attempts on platform 2.
Yes. Yeah.
And on platform 1, Felix with a good lift at 265.
7.5 kilos, please.
And Jacob's taking a 12.5 kilo jump to 267.5.
Loaded on 1.
Here we go. Lily powers that one up quickly. And it's 3 white lights.
And it's a good lift. Weight stays the same.
Janelle's going to take the same weight, 175. Oh, he stands that one up well.
Referees say good lift.
Good lift for Jacob.
We're going up to 275 on the bar for
Matthew will be attempting 275 for a second. And Janelle is just about to attempt her opener.
Yeah, we've got one more lifter in this flight before we hit the seconds.
Loaded on 1.
So,
Yeah, I was a little worried about that. She cut it a bit short.
and you know, nerves can do that to you too. Sometimes you move differently when you're worried. So she'll come back now that she's settled a little bit and take
And-
that on her
yeah.
second. Rashena's going to take 185.
Rashena's opening at 185. Rashena's a Saskatchewan lifter as well.
This is our first lift over 400 pounds.
Yeah, she's opening at a little
Nice
over 400
lift.
pounds.
Yeah, strong lifter.
Yep.
Good lift on 1. 275 kilos on the bar, please.
Thomas.
For Thomas.
Jumping 17.5 kilos to 275 for a second
Wow,
on platform 1. That is a big jump.
it is.
We're going to see some big jumps here as we get into these heavier weight classes.
And that's 3 whites for Rashena.
We're going to drop the weight to 140 kilos for Natasha.
You know her. Is it Rashena or Rashina?
I think it's Rashena.
Okay.
And
Just checking,
She
'cause-
she has represented Canada in the past, I believe. She's
Yes. Yeah, she's been on Team Canada
yes,
several times.
one of the top 76 kilo lifters.
Loaded on 2 for Natasha.
There you go.
That's a good lift on 1. We're going to 285 kilos for Kevin.
Kevin's taking a 20 kilo jump to 285.
Okay, that's a fairly reasonable jump in this weight class. It's still a big jump,
It is a big jump.
but it's if your opener wasn't.
Again, like you said, if you do a safe opener,
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
that's not an an unusual jump.
Natasha takes that one nicely. 3 whites there. And often you'll see people make much larger jump from first to second than from seconds to thirds.
Right.
Because as the percentage of what you're lifting increases, it becomes harder to make a large jump.
Kevin, with his 20-kilo
Bars loaded for 2 on
increase on his second.
We're back to the beginning of the round here. We're on second attempts. Natasha was our first. We've got Kayla now with 140 on the bar.
Good fight by Kevin.
Yeah, that was a solid fight, hey?
Referees say
And he got a good reward for it, too.
He did.
Yeah.
295 kilos, please, on the bar for Evan.
You'll see the different lifters have different setups, different techniques, different styles. It's a very individual sport in a lot of ways. Oh, not today, Kayla. But she'll get another kick at that one now.
She will.
She'll come
Yep.
back and get it. Strength is there. I've seen her lifting her training videos. 160
Evan on
kilos
platform
for
1,
Christina.
12.5 kilo jump to 295 kilos.
Christina's taking us over 350 to 350 pounds to 160 kilos for her second attempt.
Loaded on 2.
Ryan Stin, can you come to the front platform?
So when you see the lifters getting under the bar like Kevin's doing right now, they're really trying to wedge their backs in tightly and seat that bar solidly in their back so that it doesn't move as they move through the motions. And they're finding their balance and they're letting everything settle at this point.
Nice. Good lift for Evan.
Nicely done.
And our last attempt in the second round on platform 1, flight B. Kyle has chosen to go up 15 kilos despite the fact of that foot movement
Okay.
because the strength is there.
Well, I think it was probably nerves. Honestly,
Yes.
he looked like he lost his balance at the top. He
Yeah.
looked like he actually over squatted it. The power was so phenomenal that he
Yeah.
just couldn't control it. And that can be nerves a lot of times.
So in Kyle's case, he'll be attempting 671 pounds,
Oh my goodness, that's impressive.
305 kilo squat.
That's a big squat.
That is a big second squat.
Samantha's on the bar, or on the platform now with 160.
Oh, a little bit of confusion on platform 1 about the order here.
Yeah, they had a. Yeah, they fixed
There we
it.
go.
There we go.
There we go.
All fixed. It was just a score sheet wasn't keeping up with reality. It happens.
It does happen.
Computers are fickle beasts. All right, Kyle's going to take this one again, and Samantha's going to stand up with 160. Samantha gets three whites for that one. Nicely done. She's got room for a nice jump on her third attempt there. Yeah. That's it, Kyle.
Lots of strength. Keep the feet still, and it
There he
looks to
goes.
be a good. There we go.
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah. Got to feel good about that.
More like the Kyle we know and love. All right, Kimberly's going to take 162.5 now.
15 kilos, Phillips third.
And when you're refereeing and somebody, when somebody doesn't get a lift or you have to give a right, you actually feel kind of bad. You're sitting there thinking, oh God, I have to hit red. It's not what I want to do.
Right.
You want to give that white light.
And Philippe took a 40-kilo jump.
And Kimberly is 2-1, no lift. Center ref liked it. The two side refs thought she was high. So we'll see now what she does on her third. Yeah, camera angle tells you what you can see. We're looking for that hip crease to be below the top of the knee. Not below the top of the quads, below the top of the knee.
Philippe with his third and final attempt in this round.
He did a blue instead of a red.
He did 40 kilos instead of 50.
Yeah.
He was a little conservative. conservative.
Now, most people are conservative with their openers. He really took it to a new level. It was phenomenal. Actually, it worked for him. It worked brilliantly.
And 3 for 3.
3 for 3, and they were beautiful lifts.
They were. And what probably happened is he didn't exert a lot of extra energy for down the road.
Right, exactly. He's saving himself for the next round.
As I look at it, he's got a very good bench press, so maybe there's a plan there.
There you go. That's probably part of it. And you notice he was a high bar squatter as well, which
Yes.
saves your shoulders for benching.
Yep.
Alex had a good lift there with 165. Hannah's getting 3 reds on that bar for 175.
And we have Gabriel attempting 260 for his third and final squat on platform 1.
And if you notice, Hannah's got one side of the rack in. You're allowed to have one side or both sides, and you can tell them which side. It's very important that lifters know the equipment that they're using and how they need it to be set up. She stood up quickly with that one. And it's a good lift.
Good lift for Hannah.
180 kilos on this bar, please, for Chisholm.
We're going to add a black, so it's 180 kilos for Chisholm. All the different plates are color-coded, too. The reds are 25 kilos, blues are 20, yellows are 15, greens are 10. So this helps the spotters and the loaders. They can, load a bar more easily by saying, yellow off, blue on.
And so when the loaders are doing that, the loaders are changing plates out for each and every athlete. Obviously, the color coding is a huge advantage. You're not reading the plate every time.
Yeah. They also have a chart there that shows them the load that they need to put on the bar for the next lifter. And the referees have that same chart on their referee scorecards. So they're checking as well.
To make sure that it's accurate.
Yeah, because,
Okay.
The thing that slows a meet down the most is if the wrong load is on the bar and the person has to have a relift at the end of the round, because that's what we do. If we make a mistake as loaders and officials and running the meet in one fashion, they get another shot at it because that's only fair. But it does make everything kind of fall out of order.
Slows things down. Oh,
Let's see how that goes.
a little bit of a bobble. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, still good. 2-1.
Side refs thought it was fine. The middle ref called that one up and down on the bar. The athlete themselves is allowed to bobble as much as they like if the bar doesn't go up and down.
Correct.
Lily's got 182.5. We're up over 400 pounds.
Michael at 267.5 for his third and final squat.
And she stands that up well. And it's a good lift. And Janelle's going to take 185.
On this bar for Janelle. She missed her opener, but it wasn't a strike thing. It was just a little bit of depth. 180 kilos. Let's get behind her and get her on the board.
So she's making a 10-kilo jump despite the miss. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand.
So she's in the running for placement at the end. She's one
is.
of the top 2 or 3 people there.
She is, yep.
And I'm thinking she feels she has enough experience to correct the technical error and to make a weight jump. So
Right.
let's see what she can do with this now. Inexperienced lifters, typically we tell them to repeat the same weight, but she's a more experienced lifter.
Oh,
No,
boy.
not today. So she will get another chance at 185. She can't go back to 175, but she can take 185 again.
Get herself on the board, the next one. 190, please, for Rashida.
And typically the safe move is to repeat, but everybody makes their own decisions based on their own circumstances and what they know about their own lifting. And the coaches make the decision based on what they know about their athletes.
Sure. Felix with 272, and 272.5 on platform 1.
Yeah, he smoked 265, so let's see how this moves.
And Rashina with 190 on platform 2.
Well, that moved fast.
It did.
Yeah.
Rashina is our last squatter of the round. Second squats, flight B on platform 2.
Yeah.
Bar is loaded, Jake.
Yeah, this is the biggest squat by the women so far. That was a good lift for Rashina. We're going back to the beginning of the thirds now with Kayla. Kayla's going to take 140. She missed it on her first attempt, but this is her
Kayla missed this on her second.
moment of redemption. She gets to take this again.
Let's get behind her and help her get it on her third. Bar is loaded for Kayla. Let's see it, Kayla.
These lifters have all been working for months and months to get here. They've had to do provincial meets, they've had to do local meets, they've had to do regional meets in many cases. And for a lot of them, this is not their first nationals.
Right.
We're going to 280 kilos for Matthew.
Matthew jumping 5 kilos to 280 for his third attempt.
Yeah, that was no lift for Jacob, but that's okay. He has 267.5. He'll take that forward into the bench press.
Loaded on 1.
No, I thought she was going to be able to push through
I
that, but
thought
not
so too.
today. Not today. Oh, well. And Natasha's going to take 145.
145, please, for Natasha.
So Kayla will take 130 as her top squat into the third round. We've not had, we're waiting to finish this round, and then we'll know kind of where we're sitting heading into bench press.
Matthew with a good squat on one.
So you guys are in thirds there on platform 1. They're going to take a 10-minute break after they finish squats.
A short break, yep.
So platform 1 will sit for 10 minutes, but platform 2 will continue to lift until they finish their squats.
Correct.
And then they will take a 10-minute break.
Yeah, we're not that far off. Platform 2 is only about 6 lifters behind.
Yeah, so it's not too far. Plenty of time to go get a cup of coffee and a snack and be ready for bench press.
Thomas with 285 on platform 1. 10-kilo jump for him.
Natasha stands that back up nicely, and it's a good lift for her. So Kimberly's going to take 162.5 again. She missed this on her second attempt, but she has another shot at it right now. Let's see what she can do with it. That was fast.
That looks good for Thomas.
Yeah. It was a 2-kilo jump, so it was.
Yes.
Was it 2-kilo jump? No.
For Thomas, 10
no,
kilos.
10 kilos. Sorry,
kilos.
the next lifter flashed
yes.
up, and I can't see the name there.
Kevin is going to do a 2.5-kilo jump.
Good for Kevin. He's going
platform 1.
to see if he puts us together. He may time out on this one, depending on whether.
Yeah, that might be the issue for him. We'll see.
And Kimberly's standing it back up again, and the referees 2-1 good lift.
It does appear Kevin is just going to let this time out.
Yeah.
165 for Samantha.
Yeah. Sometimes, like we said earlier, that's a move you make out of courtesy to your fellow lifters.
And in your case, for your own benefit, to conserve energy to move on.
If you have no intentions of making that third attempt
Sure.
because you've used everything up on your second, save your energy for deadlifts.
That's right.
And Samantha's got 165 now on the bar. And here she comes.
So Kevin is timed out on one. Evan is up next. Evan is taking a 15-kilo jump to 310 kilos for his final squat attempt.
Samantha gets that lift, 2-1, good lift. Christina would like 167.5 on the bar for her last attempt. I was looking at the stats in the back room, in the break room for the spotters and loaders, and they're averaging just under a minute for the entire lift for most of these sessions. So each lifter is taking 1 minute in total. These spotters and loaders are moving super fast. Yes. Yeah, Christina took a 7-kilo jump on her from first to second. She's doing the same jump from second to third. This is a big jump for him.
It is. Wow.
And he moves it easily.
Good. A good third for Evan. 310 kilos for his final
nice
squat.
Third. Oh, I see chips on your side. I see chips on platform one.
We are going
no
for
lift
a record.
For Christina, but she will take 160 into her third attempt. There.
So Kyle is attempting a national record in the 93-kilo open class. For squats,
now you know why he went up on his second.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to be in striking range.
318.5 kilos. I believe this is 700 pounds.
702.
There we go, 702
You get extra
pounds.
credit for the 2, right?
Yep.
That's what the chips are.
Exactly. Wow.
That was a solid lift.
Look at that, a national record.
No lift for Alex on one.
And honestly, he probably had another 2.5, 5 kilos there.
He might have, but you know what? Sometimes you take the lift that you can 99% make as opposed to the one you might 85% make. Yeah, nicely done.
So we will be taking a short break on platform one. for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
We have 5 lifters left on platform 2.
Perfect.
So we will focus on our lifters on platform 2 here for the next 5 minutes or so.
And we're loaded on 2 for Hannah's third attempt.
Sure
Let's go,
will.
Hannah. Let's see it.
We got Hannah now with 182.5. That record Kyle took was his own record.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, he had the record of 3.
I wasn't sure whose
Yeah.
record it was, but yep.
Okay. Hannah stands that up nicely. 3 white
Good
lights.
for her.
Yep.
Our last 5 lifters on platform 2 are all going to be squatting over 400 pounds, attempting their third attempts over 400 pounds.
That's impressive.
Bar is loaded for Chisholm.
Okay, so Chisholm's got 185 on the bar now for her third attempt. She made 180 nicely.
Nicely done.
Stands that back up. 3 whites.
There we go.
That's what you're looking for. Janelle really needs this lift.
Janelle, yeah.
She's
Jan-
fighting for survival here.
Yep.
And she has all the strength she needs to make it happen. She just needs to pull it together.
So I want to hear everybody in this room scream, bar is loaded. Let's go, Janelle.
So Janelle is attempting 185 for the second time. This is her third squat. She does need this to stay in the competition. The strength is there. We just have to clean up the depth issue.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's a hard day.
that is tough.
Well, but she will be able to bench and she'll be able to deadlift. She just won't be able to get a total.
Correct.
So she can continue on and see what she can pull together for the other 6 lifts that she's got left.
Finish up with
Right.
Sheena.
Lily with 187.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump for her. So when you lift, just a question here, because I know what I do, and I'll explain that in a second.
Yeah.
But when you lift, do you tend to zone out when you're on the platform? Do you notice anything around you?
I have no idea what's going on around me. I'm very much inside myself. I feel like if you've ever seen pictures where somebody's got a cone of light coming right down over them,
Oh,
that's
yeah?
how I feel. I hear the squat, I hear that's it, but I'm looking at the bottom of the rack in front of me because I don't want to be blinded by lights.
Sure.
And I don't want to be distracted. Stand
Oh,
up.
nice
Come on, Lily.
grind.
Nicely done, Lily.
Good grind.
What a good fight.
And it's
And
2
2 to 1.
Good
lift.
lift.
For Lily.
She got a blue card on that one. That's interesting.
I might have been an up and little bobble up and down in the middle.
Or possibly.
Oh, see right there. I thought
yeah,
there might have
maybe.
been. Yeah,
And from the side, that might have been.
might have been more
possibly-
pronounced.
And it could have
Yeah.
been knees that we can't see from this
Sure.
angle. Who knows? So Roshena is going to take 195.
This is 419 pounds.
So
418. excuse
are you a
418.
person who zones
I,
out?
I hear bars loaded,
Yep.
Let's see it, Rashina.
and that's about it.
I just get myself immersed in what I have to do to make the lift.
Right.
So I go walk into that bar and I'm very aware of the texture of the bar, where it feels like on my
Sure.
back, what I am doing and how my body is moving. And I have no idea, in fact, what number of weight is on the bar. I don't pay any attention to it. I'm just assuming it's really heavy. And
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just gonna
I
go from there.
Once I'm under the bar, I
Yeah.
forget about what's the weight that's on the bar.
Yeah.
Once I'm under it,
Yep. I like to know ahead of time
yeah, oh yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
because it's like, okay, I got this.
And my issue is I have to remember to listen to the referees.
Yeah, there's that, right?
Oh,
not
almost.
today.
And
That's
the-
all right. She'll take 190 forward.
And the reason for that is I can't hear very well out of the one side of on the one side. So when I bench, especially if I have a soft head referee, a soft voice for a head referee,
Right.
I literally have to ask them to, please be loud. Please be loud.
That's fair. Totally fair. So that's it for platform 2. We've
Yes.
got a 10-minute break now.
We will take a break. We will come back to platform 1 in approximately
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And we will be starting bench. Flight A, platform 1, bench press. So back in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, we are back. We are going to start bench on platform 1 here in just a moment. But before I do that, we're going to mention some of our sponsors again. Sask Lotteries, one of our major sponsors. SBD Apparel Canada
Bar is loaded for Jordan.
for all of your powerlifting apparel. And visit Moose Jaw. And Inner Strength Products, which we mentioned previously, who have all of your powerlifting equipment and gear, anything you might need. And they are located just across the way here, and they are open during the entire week of the meet. We are just about to start on platform 1. We have Jordan opening with 107.5 kilos for his opener. He took care of that.
2-1, that's a good opener. We're keeping the weight
And just like with squats, you want to make sure your opener is a nice solid number. It's your last warm-up, effectively, before you start putting real weight on the bar. And bench is such a technical lift that many people find that they have to take as much care with their opener selection with this as they do with squats. So, just a different sort of a lift.
So, and with bench press, also the most commands, so the most things that could potentially go wrong.
Absolutely. There are 3 commands in bench. There are two commands for squats, 3 for bench and 1 for deadlift. But with bench, you don't get to start pushing that bar up until they give you a press command. And the way you're looking to get a press command is to demonstrate you have absolute control of that bar in a motionless place on your chest. So you have to be motionless. You don't have to pause it, but you do have to be motionless, which means you probably train with pauses to learn to create motionlessness. That's a hard word to say.
And it's definitely different when we talk to people in the gym, and the average person that goes to a commercial gym, they just don't realize how different a competition bench press is compared to, let's say, a touch and go, or literally some people bounce the bar off their chest.
Totally, yeah. And I mean, there's a difference between strength in a gym and going to a gym and the sport of powerlifting. The sport of powerlifting has its own rules and technical specifications. Pausing something makes it harder.
Pausing at the bottom makes it harder.
Yes, exactly. And pause squats, same thing. You're
Exactly.
And one of the things you do when you're training, nice lift, David. One of the things you do when you're training is you pause things at the hardest spot for you in that lift to create strength in that position.
Right.
And to create, basically to be able to create or generate force from an adverse position. So with bench press, we do a lot of long pauses on the chest. We do a lot of tempo work, pin presses, anything that basically forces you to learn control in that bottom place. In raw bench, that's where most people will miss it, right off the chest.
Right. David with 127.5. James was successful at 120. We are on openers. Flight A, platform 1 for bench press. We will start platform 2 in about another 5 minutes, and then we will keep you up to date on both platforms.
That looked a little bit heavy.
That's a little bit heavy for an opener. You want the opener to move up and down. So,
And it could be nerves, who knows?
Could be nerves, could be a groove, a misgroove of some kind.
Or just the way he's set up and the positioning. Anything can make a difference. The rack height can make a difference.
That's true.
So we'll see what he does on his second attempt now.
Nicholas with 140 for his opener.
You have the option when you're taking a bench press on the competition platform here of taking a handoff from somebody or of doing it yourself, self-handoff. And it depends on what you train with and your confidence in being able to handle the variables that go with somebody else passing that bar to you, right? Not every handoff is the same. People are different. And some people like to do a self-handoff because they control everything, and also because they find it helps them generate tension in their shoulders and lats and back more effectively than if they're waiting for somebody to put the bar in their hands. Different things work for different people. Nick's got 140 on the bar there.
We're 45 seconds from lifting on platform 2. First one lifter.
Looks like a solid opener.
Yep, 3 whites
I
for
noticed
him.
Nick does not use wrist straps. Explained, I would say probably 95% of all lifters, if not more, use wrist straps when benching.
So
Explain the reason why you would do that.
Well, I don't use them for raw bench, but I do use them for equipped bench because
Okay.
I find that I like to be able to balance the bar with my wrist strength in a specific way. But if your wrist strength is not sufficient to be able to handle the weights you're moving, you might want to lock the wrists in place using the wrist straps. It's support, basically.
Okay.
For equipped bench, I find I need them because the weights are just so empirically heavy. With an equipped bench, which means you're using a specialized shirt, you can usually move substantially more weight. And when you're moving more weight, it exceeds sometimes what your joints can handle.
We have Carlos opening at 140.
Loaded on two for
Ah,
Christina.
platform 2 is coming on. Christina's going to start us off with 52.5 kilos.
Carlos with a easy opener.
Good lift on one. Jonah's also calling for 140 kilos. Bar is loaded.
Jonah with 140 as well on platform 1.
That was a good lift on platform 2 for Christina. Nydia is going to take 55 kilos now for her opener.
And so this is, I mean, Nydia is a 47 kilo lifter. She's lifting more than her body weight as her opener as a bench press.
Yes, and this is nationals.
Yes.
this is a high caliber of lifting, and upper body strength is not something women traditionally have been taught to enjoy and harness. And it's fantastic to see people able to bench their body weight and more.
I think as I've watched over the last few years, especially in the gym, and watched lifters that I know, and I train with a lifter who is a very high-level elite equipped and raw bench presser, the amount of weight that women are bench pressing now, it really has, I would say, narrowed the gap in terms of that upper body strength between men and women as a percentage of your body weight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the number of women in the sport period has increased, so women support women supporting growth in women's sports, which is fantastic. But yes, you're seeing a change in the culture of women's strength, which is really fun.
Really,
Fun time to be.
It's a cool thing to see.
It is, and it's fun to be in the sport when we're seeing growth like this. Right now, the CPU has 35% females in the sport. We were a few years ago at 30, and before that, we've been down around 25.
Okay.
So it's grown fast. And what's also kind of neat, just from a purely administrative perspective, is that most of the province, I'd say over 50% of the women, of the people running this sport in Canada are female now.
Wow.
It is phenomenal,
Okay.
actually. Yeah, that was a good lift on platform 2.
Brandon just completed his opener at 150. We have Daniel at 160.
Yep.
He is our final bench press in the first round, flight A.
Megan's going to take 62.5 right now for her opener. We're still on first round for flight A, platform 2. Yeah. And Daniel, again, with no wrist wraps.
Again,
without the knee sleeves and without the wrist wraps.
Definitely believes in the raw approach to lifting. No wrist wraps, no knee sleeves.
But I have to tell you that I was looking at pictures from my first meet a long time ago, and I was also wearing no wrist wraps and no knee sleeves, and I had the same singlet. Probably different size, but you know.
The Inzer, the old Inzer.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a wrestling singlet,
I
right?
still have my old Inzer singlet. That was the first one I used.
Ah,
the first one I competed in.
Good lift on platform 2 for Megan. We're going to take 67.5 kilos for Giovanna.
And we have Jordan back up at the top of the order. He's going to take 115 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. Big jump for a 59 kilo lifter. This is his second attempt.
There you go.
Nicely done.
That's a good lift for Jordan. Aiden's calling for 115 kilos.
Aiden also going to do 115 for his second.
Your second attempt is more important than people think about. They always think about their openers, and then they think about their thirds, but your second attempt is that bridge between your opener and your third attempt. And you can't afford to lose focus, and you can't afford to not make that lift, because it affects what you can do on your third attempt.
Well, and when I think about seconds, I think about I want to make my second attempt 99% of the time, because thirds are going to be reached sometimes.
Yeah.
Thirds might be an issue if you're tired or fatigued. And it also sets you up for how much you think you can do on your third.
Exactly. Miriam's got 70 kilos on the bar for platform 2 here now. Yeah, and second attempts are critical, but it's so easy to have your focus drift onto your third attempt once you've made your opener. You need to stay in the pocket, you need to stay where you are, and you need to stay focused on what you've got to do in this moment.
David will be attempting 127.5 again on platform 1, unless he is planning on timing out.
Good question.
David is our other 59 kilo lifter.
Good lift for Miriam. It could be that he's injured. We don't know.
Well, that's what I'm worried about because did he make his opener?
No, he did not.
No, so that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now. It could be also that they're doing something in the back room to help him recover, and he'll make his third. We don't know yet.
And he'll come out for his third.
He doesn't have to take a second. He
No.
can let it pass and then take a
Right.
third. It's up to him. So we'll see how this goes. Tu's got 70 kilos on the bar now in the 57 class on platform 2. And you can see that the referees have moved to their positioning. You can now see the referees in both cases. They've moved so they can see different things of the lift than they were looking for in squats. In bench press, you're not looking for the depth of the hip crease below the knee. You're looking for elbow depth. So the depth of the bottom of the elbow has to be parallel with or lower than the middle of the top of the shoulder. Your bum has to stay on that bench. Your head has to stay on that bench. Your feet have to stay flat on the floor. Your elbows have to lock out at the beginning and end of the lift. There's a whole pile of things going on that as a referee you're looking at, and you have to be able to see from different angles, which is why they've moved.
James with his second attempt at 127.5. Good lift for James.
And we've gone up to 72.5 for Shelby here.
Loaded on 1.
And there we go.
And Shelby, good lift 2 to 1. She got a yellow card. Not sure. Let me see if I can see what this is from this angle.
Loaded on 2.
Could be some movement of her bottom on the bench, but it's hard to see from this angle.
Catherine's attempting 72.5 kilos. She is one of our two 47 kilo lifters. So that is about 1.5 times her body weight for her opener.
Wow, that's an impressive lift.
Jonathan on platform 1. His second is only a 2.5 kilo jump.
He must have felt like he needed a little bit smaller jump to make the lift. Or not confident in his. Sometimes. Well, that was yeah.
No lift on 1.
There we go. But he didn't lose anything. He
No.
made his 140.
145.
Now, see if he comes out for a third.
145 on the bar for Nick.
Catherine with a good opener at 72.5.
Monica's got 80 on the bar now. Wow, that moved fast.
Loaded on 1.
And Nicholas will be attempting 145 on platform 1, a 5 kilo jump for him.
Yeah. Let's see what Monica can do. Monica can do with 80 kilos now. Honestly, of all the lifts as a referee, bench is the hardest one to watch because you're watching so many things
I would think so because
simultaneously.
there's so many things that you have
Yeah,
to be paying
absolutely.
attention to.
And you can see those referees are kind of like trying to get good angles and looking at different things. So. You also have to work around the rack. You can't see through it.
Right.
Well, that moved well. Let's see what they say.
2 to 1.
And again, that yellow card could be anything from the movement of her bottom on the bench to a foot coming up or lifting slightly off the floor. In bench, unlike with squats, your feet are allowed to move laterally. They just can't lift.
Right. So they can slide, they can't lift.
Correct. Yes.
And that will happen as you're trying to dig in to get some leg push.
And the carpet on the floor, depending on what shoes you have, your feet may or may not grip it as well as you'd like.
Well, and I actually made a switch from my squat shoes to my deadlift slippers, and
Okay.
I've noticed a big difference in being able to grip now.
And I'm short enough that I, in fact, need the heel that the squat shoes give me, but I actually use sneakers instead
There you go.
because it's grippier.
Yep.
Yeah.
My deadlift slippers have a better grip, and that's what I use now.
Absolutely, but you're about a foot taller than I am, so. Are you okay there, Mark?
You got me.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Nice lift there for Monica.
Carlos on platform 1 for 140 kilos.
Sorry.
For
That was a nice lift for
147 and a half
Kelly,
per
not
second.
Monica. Oh, my.
That just caught me the wrong
Yeah,
way.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
All right, that was a nice lift for Brandon. No, not for Brandon.
For Carlos.
For Carlos, sorry. The screens are flipping over faster than I am.
The loaders and the spotters are moving fast. The screen is moving quickly.
And the coffee is not kicking in as quickly.
Not as quickly.
Not as quickly. Okay, so Marie's got 82 on the bar now.
And Brandon's got 160 on the bar on platform 1.
Excellent.
10-kilo jump for him.
This is the last opener on platform 2. And we're going to move into second attempts. We're flying through this.
Yeah, I think that coffee will help now.
It should, hopefully, yeah. That's one of the drawbacks to being a powerlifter is you develop this caffeine tolerance that's fairly epic.
Loaded on 2, we're off for second attempts.
All right, Christina's going to take 55 kilos for her second attempt.
Brandon with a good second attempt.
I don't know if you can see on platform 2, there's a foot off to the right there where there was for a second. That's our media crew. They've been everywhere all week long. Top Set Media, they're setting up this live stream for us now, and they've been photographing, videographing, organizing all the packages for the lifters. Just everywhere you look, there they are, which is fantastic because everybody gets good shots of what they've done in the day and video records.
Right. Daniel's our last bench presser in the second round of Flight A, 167.5 kilos.
And Nydia is going to take her second attempt at 57.5, a 2.5 kilo jump.
Very nice for Daniel. No issues there. Good lift.
Riding to the top of the order for a third attempt bench press at 117.5 kilos for Jordan. Bar is loaded.
That was smooth.
And Jordan's decided to take a 2.5 kilo jump, which I think is a good choice. The second one at 115 was a bit of a grind.
Yeah. Yep. Nydia just got her second attempt there, and now we're going to put 65 kilos on the bar for Nilofa.
And Jordan is one of our 259 kilo lifters.
That was a perfect attempt call.
Yes, it was.
There was maybe half a kilo more, but you can't do that unless it's a record, so that was a perfect attempt call.
Nope.
Yeah.
Good coaching. Good choice.
Good coaching. Good coaching.
Aiden is up next. He's taking a 10-kilo jump for his third bench press.
That's a big jump. He did a 7.5 from first to second.
That is a big jump.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. He looks fired up. But then he's gotten his opener. He's gotten his second.
He did.
This is for glory, right?
Yep.
And Nilofar, 2-to-1 no lift. She's got yellow lights from the side, so we'll see now. Like we said earlier, that can be feet, it can be bottom moving off the bench. If both sides see it, usually it means something like bottom lifting off the bench. Usually, but I can't see it. I'm not the referee in this circumstance.
So that 10 kilos for Aiden was a bit too much.
Yeah, it happens.
David is our other 59-kilo lifter. He'll be attempting 127.5 for the third time. He needs to make this.
He does, unless he's injured, in which case we may not see him. It's up to him to decide what to do with
And
this.
I think that's what's going on. He's just put in the placeholder.
Oh no, here he comes.
Oh, okay.
Here he comes. Oh, come on, David.
We got to get behind David.
Let's go, David.
He needs this bench press.
Maybe they were working on something at the back and they just needed the time.
Yeah, and they might have needed to do some extra warm-up stuff. Who knows? Sometimes you just need that extra 10 or 20 minutes.
All right, David, let's get this third attempt.
Put this on the board, David. Come on. And Giovanna is going to take 72.5 on platform 2.
Loaded on 2.
Yeah, that's too heavy
just
for
not
today.
there today.
For
No.
today, it's too heavy. And it might be there in training, but meet day is sometimes a wholly different animal.
32.5 kilos for James.
And that's part of the aspect of this sport where the coaching, I think, factors in, and the self-awareness of the athlete, is that what you train in the gym and what happens on game day can be two very different things depending on your personality and how you train.
It's interesting you say that because I'm sure this has happened to you many times, but this particular meet for me this week, deadlifts were not moving. Bench was Squats were flying.
Yeah, it happens.
Guess which looked best on the platform? Deadlifts, the one that wasn't moving.
I've jokingly said that my best ever meet was the one where 2 weeks out from the meet, I could not budge my last warm-up for deadlifts from the floor. I couldn't move it. So I said, okay, what the heck am I going to do? And I just took 2 weeks off of deadlifting, and suddenly, miraculously, I'm pulling PRs. So
Exactly.
what they say is fatigue masks fitness.
It does.
It does in
It
this
does.
case.
And
But it can work the other way around,
it can.
too.
It can. It absolutely can.
We've got a red on the bar now for Shelby.
Bars loaded for Jonah.
We're halfway through seconds
Yeah,
on
we have a
platform 2.
number of lifters on platform 2 that are going to attempt 75 kilos.
We do.
We have Jonah on platform 1 coming out to attempt 142.5 for the second time.
Okay.
He did hit 140 for his opener. He missed 142.5 for his second, and he's going to try it again here for his third.
Okay.
Load her on 2.
Miriam's coming out for his second.
Yep. She made her first at 70 kilos.
Yep.
We're going 150 kilos for Nicholas. Loaded on 1.
Nick's taking a 5-kilo jump for his third attempt on
Platform
platform
1,
1.
flight B,
150 kilos.
To your opening attempts.
There we go. More white lights. Weight stays the same.
Good lift on
Forward 2.
platform 2.
Nick
Nicely
is-
done, Miriam. Bench is going really well for her. She had a rough time with her first
She did.
squat,
She did.
but she's
Cleaned
rebounded
it up. Yep.
beautifully. Nerves are gone, and she's in the game, so it's fantastic to see.
Nicholas is looking to add to his squats. He had a big squat, so he's looking to add to that total.
Okay. See what he can put together here. And we talk about building a total in powerlifting. Mark, can you tell us a little bit about that one? Like, what are you trying to do here?
Well, when you have the 9 lifts and you get 3 squats, 3 bench press, 3 deadlift, the only thing that counts is the big number at the end. And so basically you have to have 1 successful lift in all 3. You can miss 6 out of 9 as long as you have 1 good lift in each of the 3 categories. The idea, though, is that you're going to use those 9 lifts to build a total towards the biggest number you can finish with at the end. And we talked about this a little earlier about 7 out of 9, 8 out of 9, 9 out of 9. The most lifts you can complete successfully, the chances are that total is just going to get bigger and bigger. And the total is what counts. The total is what places you, whether it's first place on the podium or whether it's second or third place. It might be something you're chasing a personal best total. It might be that you're chasing personal best in each of the individual lifts.
Right, gotcha.
But for example, if you're going to do 3 bench press, you want to do something, or you want to plan with your coach so that that third attempt is something that you can reasonably make. It's not going to happen every meet, but something that you can reasonably make that will maximize your potential on the day. So it may not be a personal best on the day because that's not what's there that day.
Well, and when you're at this kind of a meet, we pick our national team based on the winner from each category.
Exactly.
So if you are in the 57 category, your job at this meet
Is to win.
is to win, to be on that national team. First place winners get first option to be on the team.
That's right.
And then we work through the second place winners after that. But so you don't have a chance necessarily to hit a PR if it means taking a risk that won't pay off in terms of your total. Right?
And I'll give you a good example. For me, for this meet that I did on Wednesday for the 3 lift classic, the bench wasn't quite where it wanted it to be. There wasn't going to be a PR. So instead we made some smart choices and I went 3 for 3.
Right.
And so I got the highest number I could on my third attempt. If I had reached another 5 kilos, I would not have got it.
Right, and you don't get credit for lifts you wish you'd made. You get the credit for the ones you actually put on the
Exactly.
platform.
So you take what's there on the day.
Okay. A little bit too heavy for Monica, but she'll get another crack at that now in about 10 minutes.
Brandon is jumping 2.5 kilos for his third and final attempt, 162.5.
Same weight again here on platform 2 for Kelly. She's making a 5-kilo jump from first to second. There's typically a pattern. Depending on the weight class, you'll start to see patterns in the types of jumps you often see. So in the lighter female classes, you'll often see a 5-kilo jump from first to second, and then a 2-kilo jump from second to third, or some slight variation on that. The larger the human being involved, the larger the jumps tend to be, proportionately speaking.
When you watch the 120 and 120 plus males, for example,
all bets are off.
you might see 30, 35, 40 kilo jumps from the first to second, and second to third not so much, unless someone is reaching for a deadlift at the end of the meet.
But percentage-wise, they actually work out to be roughly the same thing.
Exactly.
So you're looking around 88 to 90% for your opener, 95%-ish for your second attempt, and then 100% for your, or even 97% depending on your risk taking.
Depending on the day.
Yeah,
yep.
exactly, for your third attempt here. So all that training in the gym, that was a good lift on 2.
For Kelly? Yeah.
Yep. And all that training in the gym is not so much that you are able to do that exact thing on the platform, but it builds your toolbox. If you know you can squat 190 kilos, you have everything up to 190 kilos on that platform.
That's right.
Sometimes more depending on the day, but you know, your toolbox has a range to it. You don't have to use the only tool you have.
We are done. Flight A for bench press on platform 1.
Wow, you guys are rocking.
Daniel Holzer with a successful 175 kilo bench for his third attempt. And we will start our second flight here in just a moment.
Marie made 87 kilos look like feathers on platform 2, 3 white lights. That was her second attempt. We're into thirds on platform 2 now.
So Jared Dennis, flight B, platform 1 will open with 142.5.
And Christina's opening at 57.5 kilos. She's made 2.5 kilo jumps throughout. The thing about bench press is that it is a movement in which weights feel heavy fast. And sometimes it's not whether or not you can move the weight, it's how you get to it that counts, especially with bench press, because it's such a technical lift, and it's especially for women, it's a lift that challenges your ability to recruit muscles that you probably aren't culturally taught to use as much. I know that sounds awful, but it's true in some ways. But if a 2.5 kilo jump will sometimes get you somewhere that a 5 kilo jump wouldn't.
And when you said that the bench press is an event or a lift that gets heavy fast, man, that is so true. It is. I mean, if bench is moving on the day, you don't notice it. If bench is not moving, bench
it's
to me is a bigger grind than any other lift.
And bench is a fickle friend.
It really is.
I find that if I don't deadlift for a week, my deadlift actually is like, oh, this is fantastic.
Well, because your CNS feels better.
Right, exactly. But if you don't squat for, well, I got 4 days is about where I like to leave it at the most, because I find my hips don't like it if I leave it longer. Then you're still okay. But if you don't bench for like 4 days, it says, well, you neglected me. I'm leaving. I'm going to go now. All right, Nydia's going to take 60 kilos here for her third attempt.
Kevin with 152.5 for his opener. Nice
Nydia
opener for him.
She made that look beautiful. The other thing is the 2.5 kilos when you're a 50 or 60 kilo bencher is a big percentage of your bench press.
Well, if you're a 52 kilo lifter,
yes,
and you do a 2.5 kilo jump, that's
5% of your
5% of your body weight.
5% of your body weight. Yeah, exactly. And if you have a 50 kilo bench and you do a 5 kilo jump, you've just made a massive leap.
Yes.
Typically, we're not leaping that much most.
Not typically.
Not typically. That's why when we're training actually for bench press, a lot of the women that I train, we have fractional plates so that we could do percentages. We don't have to make a 5 kilo jump every time or a 2.5 kilo jump every time. You can make a half kilo jump.
And that can be challenging depending on where you live and where you work out.
Totally.
For example, where I live, there's not a powerlifting gym per se.
All right, she's grinding this. Let's see what this.
She's got it.
See where it goes. See what the ref says. Oh, 3 whites.
Yep, and Michael.
Very nice.
Michael was good on 1 as well. So I have to look for places. I did find a gym where I do have a comp setup.
Yep.
It is a bodybuilding gym per se.
Well, that's fine.
But the owner is really good about taking care of the powerlifters.
Right, there you go.
So it works out.
Megan's going to take 70 for her third now in the 57 class. Yeah. But fractional plates, for instance, if you're at home and you're thinking, gosh, my bench press is kind of stalling a little bit, you can buy fractional plates and stick them in your gym bag.
Exactly.
And take those with you.
Yep. Felix on platform 1 with 155 for his opener. And Megan is attempting 70 kilos for her third and final bench.
That is I was going to say, that is a big bench for a 57.
That is.
Yeah. 2 is going to take 75 kilos. She was just on her second attempt. We'll see what she can do with it on her third.
75 kilos on the bar for Kyle.
75 kilos on the bar, please, for 2.
Loaded on 1.
Kyle on 157.5. Kyle had our big national record bench press. He chipped his own record.
Yep.
And now he is opening at 157.5 kilos.
Right. Nice lift. That was fast.
Very fast.
Good lift for Kyle.
Nicely done.
Going to 160
All right, let's see what
kilos
2 can
for
do with this.
Gabriel. Loaded on 1.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's see what the referees say. I think she got yellows on the side last time, yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, but she has one white light, so
The judge, her coach could go. Our coach did go. Her
There we
coach
go.
is making the case.
okay, that's good. Because if they have one white light, they can go to the jury and ask the jury to see if they agree with the assessment of the referees. Usually the jury will try not to overturn referees because referees have a different angle,
Sure.
and we trust them. They do good work. But sometimes people make mistakes, and that's why we have extra eyes on the case.
Matthew with a good opener at 175.
Shelby has 77.5 on the bar for her third attempt.
Sorry, Gabriel with a good opener at 160. Matthew now at 175 on platform 1.
Looks like it's a bit heavy for Shelby today, but she'll take 75 kilos into her final total. And since she only made a 2.5 kilo jump from second to third, she didn't really lose
Right.
anything. There's nothing she could have made that she didn't call for.
Exactly.
Put it that way. Miriam is doing the same. She's taking 77.5, 2.5 kilo jump from second to third.
Good lift for Matt. Weight stays the same.
Thomas will also be attempting 175 for his opener on platform 1.
Loaded on 1.
Miriam grinds through that.
Let's see what they say. Oh, good. Excellent. 2 white lights.
Save for Giovanna.
You'll see both men and women sometimes they go out for squats and they have their hair styled one way and they come out for bench and they have their hair styled another way. And that's because for bench press, you have to have your hair tied back so that we can see if your head comes off the bench. Your
Right.
head has to stay down on the bench. I just thought I'd mention it since, it's an
And,
obvious.
and now you see it here with Giovanna. She's got her hair up.
Same thing. And you'll see it with the men as well because
Sure.
many have longer hair.
Thomas with a good opener.
Good lift for Thomas. We're adding 2.5 kilos, 177.5 for Philippe. Loaded on 1.
Are they giving her the start command on 2? There we go.
So if they don't get a start command very quickly, sometimes that happens. You'll see the people standing there in squats or lying there in bench. Usually it's one of two or three things. Their feet aren't flat on the floor, their bottom is not on the bench firmly, or their elbows aren't locked out. And 2 out of 3 referees have to agree that they are in an appropriate start position to start. For bench, those are the rules. For squats, you'll see them, usually it's their knees aren't locked out. Then they don't get a squat command. But for bench, typically it's elbows, bottom, or feet.
Philippe was our tempo squatter. His opener at 177.5 moved very nicely for his bench.
Okay.
He has got one of the highest benches, so
That's where we're going with this
we'll have
today.
to see where
Yeah.
this is going. Yeah,
He's going to outbench his squat.
he is,
Okay.
or close to it. Or
Close to it. That was a good lift on platform 2.
Jacob on platform 1 also attempting 177.5 kilos.
Catherine got 77.5.
She did.
And Monica's going to try 85 a second time. Let's see how this goes for her.
Monica had a big squat.
She sure
Total.
did.
Her third squat was a big number, so she's adding to this nicely.
Yeah.
Jacob with a good opener.
Good lift for Jake.
And our last bench presser,
187.5
Evan,
kilos for
with
Evan.
187.5, his first attempt coming up. Then we will go back to the top of the order.
Loaded on
Okay,
We
So-
are on flight B, platform 1.
Yeah, we're on third attempts here in flight A, in platform 2.
Again, a very
We're catching up to you guys, I think.
Yeah, a very controlled approach by Monica again, even with the bench press.
She's a very technical lifter.
Look at that. And nicely done, too.
Moved well. Let's see what the refs say.
Oh.
So what? Oh, and I can see one ref gesturing. It looks like her bottom lifted off the bench.
And I think they're going to challenge, Matthew, her coach, is going to challenge that.
That sounds like a good call.
Bar is loaded for Kelly.
The worst thing that can happen is that the jury will send you away and say we're leaving it as it is.
Right.
So you may as well go.
Give
if
it
you're
a,
a coach,
give it a try.
Give it a shot. If you think there was an error made, or if you don't understand the call, that's what the jury is for.
Correct.
Kelly's going to make a 2.5 kilo jump now to her third at 87.5 kilos.
Everybody's on the board for bench. We're moving to the top of the seconds. 150 kilos for Jared.
Jared's second. He's taking a 7.5 kilo jump to 150.
Loaded on one.
And that's 3 whites
Good
on
lift for Kelly.
2. Yeah, nice lift.
Close on the bar, please, for Marie, and then we will right
Marie's going to
into
take the last
flight B with
third
Samantha.
attempt in flight A, and then we're going to move on to flight B, which is the 76 kilo lifters.
Marie is attempting a 90 kilo bench press for a 52 kilo lifter.
That is a whopping bench press.
That is a large bench press. Good lift by Jared.
Good for Jared. 160 kilos on the bar for Kevin.
The current record, national record for this weight class, actually for 52s, is 98.5.
So she's not far off.
She's not. She's working her way up the chain.
Loaded
Hey.
on one.
And boy, I think she's got that. Yes, she does.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
So starting off our third attempt.
Kevin at 160 on platform 1. Second attempts here.
We've moved on to flight B on platform 2. We have the 76 kilo lifter, Samantha, with 57.5 coming up.
Loaded on 2.
National record for the 76 class is actually 116 kilos.
And
So it's currently held by Emily Wiggins. We've got an opener of 100 kilos
I
on
see
there.
that.
So let's just see what happens with today's
I see that.
fun.
162.5 for Michael.
That's a good lift for Samantha. We're moving on to 70 kilos for Natasha on platform 2.
So all of our lifters on platform 2 are 76 kilo lifters in flight B. All of our lifters on platform 1 are 93 kilo lifters in flight A. Michael's attempting 162.5, a 10 kilo jump for him for his second.
Now, I just made that comment about the national record and the 100 kilo opener. Even if she gets it, she won't in fact actually get the
That's
national
right.
record, unfortunately, because in order to have a national record,
She
you
had
need
to
a
make
total.
she had to make a squat.
And she
That's
didn't.
right.
She didn't make a squat, but that's okay. She can still have
Yep.
fun and chase it and enjoy
Absolutely.
the glory. And
In fact, earlier this week we had someone who unofficially broke the national record, but it didn't count because they hadn't made all 3 bench.
And if you're a coach and that happens, like if they have, for instance, a record squat, you safeguard that squat record by taking a very smart opener.
Right.
That's one of those things you do.
Good lift on 2, 72.5 kilos.
Michael with a good lift. Felix is up with 165 on platform 1.
And Natasha had a good lift on 2. We're going to have Hannah come on next with 72.5.
Loaded on 2.
Good opener for Hannah and a good lift for Felix.
Good lift. Kyle is calling for 165 kilos.
We're going to take the bar to 75 kilos here
Loaded on
now.
one.
Kyle's jumping 7.5 kilos to 165 for his second. He was
Okay.
good on all 3 squats. As we watch this too,
Kyle missed his opener, didn't he, on squats?
He did. Sorry, my mistake. He
Yes,
missed.
yes.
That's right.
He
Because of the foot
misbalanced.
placement, right?
Yeah,
Foot movement.
yeah. He just had a little bit of a glitch there.
Right.
He's so excited.
One of the things we're looking at as I look at this is that as people are building their totals, and we talked about this, those individuals that are now 5 for 5, you see those numbers start to get better and better because they haven't missed a lift. They've made good decisions about what to attempt on third attempts,
Exactly.
and now you see the numbers start to creep up.
That was a good lift for Alex on 2. Christina wants 75 for her opener. Yeah, and there's I keep telling people that the most valuable thing both in training and competition is momentum. You want your energy and your successes to build on each other. You don't want to feel like you're kind of spiraling downward. You want to feel like you're gradually improving every single lift, and that's in training. That's fun. It's an addictive feeling, but on the platform, it's what makes the breaks a day.
Well, and what I have found, and it could, I think it's true of a lot of lifters, it's true for me, is that I have to make sure I don't start getting in my head if I miss a lift.
Totally. Yep.
And so when I missed my third squat on depth, I really had to refocus and say, you know what? We're not going to be silly about bench. We're going to take what's there on the day rather than try to make it up.
Absolutely.
And that was the key, because if I chased the number to try and make up what I missed on squat, that would have been a very poor decision.
Well, that's it. And that's a good lift on 2 there for Christina. We're going to put 80 kilos on the bar for Kayla. Yeah, exactly. And it's a sport of forget. You have to be able to forget your failures and your misses, and you have to say, okay, not today, and then you move on. But it's also a sport of forget in terms of you have to be able to say, I know I might have done 170 kilos for whatever in the gym.
But it's not there today.
It's not there today. I'm going to forget the gym. I'm going to do what's here in front of me.
Exactly.
That's a good lift.
Good lift for
Jason's looking for 182.
good lift for Matthew at 182.5. All of our 93 kilo lifters now are attempting 400 plus pound bench presses
Oh, wow.
at the end of the second set
That's
of attempts.
lovely.
Yes.
That's a smooth lift for Kayla. Referees agree. 3 white lights.
Good work.
85 kilos now for Chisholm on from platform 2. And this particular flight is all the 76 weight class.
Loaded on 2.
And if you're just joining us partway through this session, you can actually go back through the YouTube channel later on if you feel like it, or even now, and you can watch the earlier squats that were.
If you go to CPU Nationals at the YouTube channel, you can pull up all of our sessions from the entire week and go back and watch individuals you might know, certain weight classes you have an interest in, maybe your mom and dad if you have masters lifters in the event.
Absolutely. Good lift on 2. The other thing is that the schedule for the entire meet is on cpunationals.com. So if you want to go in and just look, you can find out, who was where. The roster is there, what weight class they would have lifted in. You can kind of put the pieces together that way. Lily's going to take 90 for her opener here on platform 2.
Philippe is attempting 187.5 for his second.
And if you're curious about any of these lifters, if you want to know what else they've done in the past, if you go to openpowerlifting.org, you can put their names in and you can see their entire lifting histories, internationally, nationally, wherever they've been.
Philippe with a good second lift.
And Lily's opener is good with 3 white lights. Same weight for Kimberly on platform 2.
Yeah, when one of the things you mentioned when you go and look at open powerlifting, excuse me, and you find individuals, it's such a neat thing to be able to see the history of how those lifters have done.
Especially for the really famous or incredibly amazing lifters, you're thinking, oh, this person I could never possibly.
And then you see where they started.
And you're like, oh, you opened with 70 as a squat on your first meet? I mean, I could, yeah.
Everybody has to start somewhere.
That's it.
And so when I look at some of these lifters and I think, okay, well, 10 years ago, what were you lifting?
Exactly.
And also, you might have been 2 weight classes, either up or down.
Well, that's
weight
the thing,
classes
right?
changed
Yeah,
too.
that was a good lift on 1. Nicely done. Yeah, exactly. You could see the evolution of a person's career.
Exactly.
Almost.
Well, and I think of one
two.
particularly, obviously well-known, famous Canadian lifter, Jessica Bittner. She's now moved up to 84.
Right.
And has decided
She was 72 when I first met her.
Right.
I mean, she's.
And then a 76,
Yep.
and now she's an 84.
Exactly.
And it's just an evolution as you get older and you put on more muscle mass.
Totally.
Yep.
And you kind of grow into a weight class that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Evan, for the last of the second attempts here, Flight B, platform 2, is attempting just shy of 440 pounds.
And Roshena has 95 kilos on the bar for her opener on platform 2. And that's a good lift.
And another good lift.
Rasheen is building a nice total.
For Janelle.
And Janelle is going to open at 100 kilos for bench press.
Evan with a very smooth second attempt.
Loaded on 2.
Back to the top of the order.
So we talked about you can't get a national record, for instance, at these meets. And we talked about the aspect of forgetting mistakes that you've made and moving on. One of the reasons that we changed the rules just this year, so that it used to be that if you bombed out on squats, you didn't make one squat, you couldn't continue. But we changed the rule this year to allow people to continue if they've made an error in judgment in squats, for instance, or had an issue. Because we figure if you made mistakes in squats, you maybe have some things to learn in bench or deadlift,
Right.
and you need to learn resilience.
Well,
Those-
and it's good to do those things at a high-level competition.
Hell yes.
Yeah, because you're going to come back to a high-level competition, and you want any experience you can gain is invaluable.
Exactly, and we're training people who will be Team Canada members, maybe not right this minute, but eventually down the road. And we need them to learn the skills of being able to say, okay, I messed that up, moving on. Because
Right.
at Worlds, you can get medals in individual lifts. So if you bomb out on squats, you could get a bench or a deadlift medal. You just can't get a total
In
medal.
fact, that's how I got my first place international medal.
Oh, yeah?
Because it was an individual medal.
Huh.
I got a Commonwealth deadlift,
Oh, nice.
which I was really, really
Surprised
pleased.
about?
I was very pleased and surprised, both.
There you go.
Yes.
We're starting second attempts now. That was a successful 60 kilo attempt as a second bench press for Samantha. Natasha would like 75 kilos for her second.
Kevin attempting 162.5 for his third and final bench press. Yeah, I mean, the individual medals at the international events, like you said, you need to get these lifters can still win
Yeah.
and still place, and they need to have that experience in a high-level competition regardless of whether they've bombed out earlier.
And the other thing about it is that depending on where you are in Canada, depending on where you get to lift normally, you may not have access to national referees as often. And these referees here are some of the highest trained they are the highest trained in Canada. Having somebody with that skill critique your lifts on the platform gives you feedback you can take back to your training.
Exactly.
Right? Like referees are teachers as much as they are judges.
Nice second for Natasha.
Beautiful, beautiful lift. If you make mistakes or you don't get lifts or you bomb out and it's on depth or you're bottom lifting off the bench or whatever the situation is, those are things you take back to with your coach and you work on that so that when you come back to the next competition, you fix those errors and you can become undeniable, as Shane Martin calls it, in your attempt selection and execution.
Michael with his third at 167.5 on platform 1.
And Hannah's taking 77.5 for her second on 2. Yep, 2-1. Good lift for Hannah. Yellow card, probably. I saw some hip movement. I can't tell for sure if that's what it was, but yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Probably lift of hips off the bottom off the bench, but referees see it better than we do. Alex is going to jump 5 kilos to 80 kilos for her second attempt.
And Felix has added 5 kilos to his third attempt, 170.
Loaded on 1.
Nice grind. 2 yellows from the side referees.
Maybe the butt came up on this one.
Hard to say. We'll see if the coach goes to the jury about that. And they're going. Yeah.
Oh, I did see.
Yeah, I see him going over there now. Christina is going to take 80 kilos for her second. She made 75 successfully.
Felix with a good third attempt.
Gabriel's looking for 170.
Gabriel's also looking for 170 for his third and final bench press.
Loaded on 1.
Most of the equipment that these lifters are wearing on the platform has to fit certain specifications, brand names, logos, all that sort of thing. Socks are one of the last remaining, socks and shoes and hair are the last remaining vestiges, and nails of individuality. You see, Christina's got 2 different socks on there. Sometimes that's a superstition, sometimes it's just for fun.
Now there is one limitation to shoes though when it comes to squatting.
True. Yes.
You can only have so high of a heel.
3/4 of an inch.
3/4 of an inch. Yeah.
And socks for deadlifts have to come up to your knee.
Right, and that's to avoid the scraping and potentially the bleeding on the shin if you hit the shin.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we are going on to Kyle. He's looking at 170.
Kyle is taking 174. He's third.
And the shoes can't be those Vibram 5 fingers. You're not allowed to wear those.
Oh.
Which was funny because I was a referee at one point and
So
we had somebody try to bring those on.
A
as dead-
single closed toe.
A
It
single
can't-
closed
right,
toe. Yeah.
right.
I should not be able to tell how many toes you have.
Exactly. All right.
Kayla's got 85 here.
And Kyle's got 170 on platform 1.
That was a fast press command.
Looks like there might be an interesting battle here between Kyle and Evan. There's some big
yeah.
totals being added up here.
Yeah, they're building totals nicely, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Kayla pushes that one right through. Nice lift.
Jacob with a 5 kilo jump for his final attempt on bench press, 187.5 kilos. We have 5 lifters, left on platform 1 on flight B for bench press. And then we will take a short break before deadlifts on platform 1. We will focus on platform 2.
We have 5 lifters left in seconds on platform 2. We'll finish another full round of bench press before we take that break on platform 2. Do you ever play a game, Mark, where you're watching these people's lifting, like, oh, how much is this person going to go on the next attempt?
All the time.
Well, this is one of my favorite games.
Because as a coach, that's a good thing to learn as a coach.
Yeah, it's a skill.
You want to understand, if you're watching your athlete, you want to get good at knowing, okay, that my athlete only has 5 today, more kilos today, or my athlete has 2.5, or my athlete, it's going great.
Yeah.
In fact, and I'll give you the example on Wednesday when I lifted. We did a very easy deadlift opener.
Sure.
And Shane Martin is my coach, and you
Right.
know Shane.
Yeah.
We did just to get in.
Yep.
That way you don't bomb out. Very easy. We jumped 12.5 kilos for the second,
Sure.
and it still flew off the ground.
Oh,
So then we went another 7.5 kilos.
so you're saying you made Shane work for it?
Well, honestly, I didn't think those were the second and third were going to fly off the ground.
That's
He saw
fantastic.
something I didn't.
Right.
And that's what
Yeah.
was so cool about that, he's been doing this for a while. He's been coaching for a long time. He saw bar speed that I didn't see or feel.
Right. And I keep the thing I tell lifters is one of the things you can do. Oh, nice. Come on, Lily. See how that goes. What did the lifter say? Good lift. One of the things I tell lifters is get into the habit of videotaping your own lifts and watching them between attempts.
Absolutely.
So not just on the platform, but in the gym. If you're doing things that are heavy, watch your lift because you're going to step up away from that rack and you're going to say, oh my gosh, that felt incredibly heavy. I'm going to die. I can't possibly go up. And then you're going to look at the video and say, well, that looks pretty good actually. And you start playing that. It's like you have to recalibrate your brain. Your feelings and the facts are not the same thing. And you have to align those things so that you make better choices about your lifting based on your self-coach's eye as opposed to just your emotional reaction to something heavy.
I videotape every
Yeah.
heavy or top set that I do.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. And I'm very careful not to be intrusive in the gym. I find a corner where I can
Yeah.
just get the phone in place. And I tell people, I said, this is for my coach. If you walk in front of my phone, I don't care.
I don't know if you find the same thing, but I find if I'm videotaping a lift and I know I'm going to be showing it to my coach,
Yep.
I actually find that makes the weight feel lighter because I have to be precise and careful, and I want to see somebody's watching me, even if it's just my phone.
Well, it certainly makes you want to make the lift.
Totally.
I mean,
Okay,
you
let's see
don't
what
wanna-
Janelle can do with this now. She missed it on her opener. Let's see if she can pull this together.
Come on, Nick.
Oh.
Yeah, I just.
Okay, she got it up, but I think there was a lot of movement up
there
and
was
down there.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And no lift there.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, it's got to be tough because.
She's having a rough day.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some days are like that.
Some days are.
Some days are, I say, unicorns farting rainbows, and some days are just
yeah.
absolute opposite. And the only way to have a good day is to have a lot of days.
Yes. Exactly. To have a lot of days. Yes.
Yeah. And we all have those meets where we walk into them and we think, what the heck just happened?
And for me, that day was Western Canadians in Brandon. It was not my day.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens to all of us.
But it teaches you so much. You learn to make better choices.
Absolutely.
And you learn to be more about what you could do on that day than what you expect. There we go.
Nice
now, what
second
was
for
that?
Rashina.
That was a beautiful. That one moved like an opener. But she has a deeper sink in her chest too. If you watch her, watch how far it sinks down in as she's bringing it down. Different techniques for different people.
Oh, yeah, she does sink it in a bit,
But
doesn't she?
with
Yeah.
those lifters, I find that if they have it, it looks fantastic, and then it's suddenly gone if you make too big a jump.
Right.
Right? It's like they need that acceleration off the chest. So we'll see what she puts in for her third.
Philip finished his third bench at 192.5. Evan is trying 202.5 kilos.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of weight.
That is
That's impressive.
447 in pounds.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Oh, not today.
Quite.
Not today.
Quite there. It was a 5-kilo jump.
Good job, spotters and
He
rovers.
still has a very big total.
Yeah, Rashina made a 2.5 kilo jump, which is about what I would have done.
Right.
That concludes
Bench press on platform 1 is completed. We will take a break before we are moving to deadlifts on platform 1. We'll focus now on platform 2.
We're on this second attempt in the third round of platform 2. So platform 2 probably has another 12 or 13 minutes left in it, which means that they'll be back before we're finished.
Loaded on 2.
Which
It'll be
means
very close, which
if you,
means no
if you want to
break.
drink your coffee, Mark, you go right ahead. Natasha's taking 80 kilos on platform 2 now. This is her third attempt. She's building up her total. She had 75 on her second attempt.
I just wanted to take a peek at our totals for our 76-kilo lifters.
Yeah, we've got Chisholm in first right now. Rashina is in second.
That's right.
Natasha made that fly. Lovely.
And Chisholm has put a huge deadlift opener.
Yes, it's going to be fun, eh?
Wow.
I'm excited.
That's going to be an interesting battle.
This is going to be a good show. Now, the thing about openers is they can put in whatever opener they
Right.
want, and then sometimes there's a strategy to that. You put in something that you have no intentions of pulling as your opener, just to make other people make poor decisions on their openers, because you can change openers up to basically 3 minutes before the start of your flight. Oh, not today for Alex, but that's okay. She'll take 75 going forward. And do
We
her
also
total.
have Lily. Lily's not that far behind.
Yeah,
either.
no,
So
Lily's.
there could be a battle for first, second, and third.
And if you look at Lily, she's making good attempt selections, and she's making her lifts.
Yeah, she's making all her
nice
lifts.
strategy there. Yeah, so it's going to be really an interesting. It's going to come down to second and third deads, I think. And that's when it gets interesting too, because deadlifts in this event are the one lift that you can make multiple changes in.
That's
on
where a
third
lot of the
attempts.
gamesmanship
Yeah.
comes in with the coaches and with the athletes.
Totally, and and the gamesmanship in the back room is that you, unless you've been there, you don't know what it is. Is people strategically having cards filled out, 4 or 5 cards filled out with different options, watching somebody's lift and having somebody else drop it at the table so that nobody saw the attempt get put in. It gets pretty interesting. No, it's not there today. That's okay. She'll take that first attempt into her total. So she has a 75 bench going in. Hannah's got 80 kilos called for on the bar here.
Let's get behind these ladies.
So what's going on in the back room right now? Well, these folks are working on their third benches. Is that the Flight A people who were finished benching are warming up for deadlifts. They have a 10-minute break, but takes longer than 10 minutes to warm up.
Well, they started their deadlift warm-up as soon as this flight started their bench.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So they've been warming up for 20 minutes or so.
Hannah's pushing that through and punching it out.
Nice.
And it's 2-1, good lift. Nicely done.
So they'll start their warm-ups as soon as the Flight B comes out to start bench.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yep. And because you've got 2 flights working and both sometimes needing the same equipment to warm up on, it makes sense to stagger the warm-ups like that. So it's nice. It's a very well-run system. And when all the coaches know what they're doing in the back room, it becomes like a dance.
And we have a great setup back there. We have 12 different comp racks.
Yeah,
set up
there's
back
6
there.
for each platform
6
back
for each
there.
platform.
And they're full competition gear. It's fantastic. 87 kilos here for Kayla for her third attempt.
Flight A, you have 3 minutes to change your deadlift opening attempts.
Kayla is able to grind a bench and
Nicely
successfully
done for
so.
her third. Yep.
Yep. Not everyone can grind a bench. Some people can, some people just cannot. And she seems to have that skill.
Chisholm is going to take 90 again for her second.
Okay, let's see what she can do with this.
And as I look at this, Rashina has 102 listed.
Yep, she made the 100. That was
She
the one I
did?
told you about with the drops the bar into her chest
That's
deeply.
right.
That's what I would have put on the bar as well. Smart call. 5 might have been there, but 2 definitely is. Take the kilos. She's going to need them in that fight at the end.
She is.
Yep, and Chisholm gets 3
Yeah,
whites.
I'm
for
not
that
sure
one.
what the issue was on the second one
I
because
think
that
she
moved really quickly.
I think she jumped the command on the second
Oh,
one. It was 3
okay.
yellows right across the
Gotcha.
board, and often that's what the case is.
Because there's certainly lots of strength left there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it moved fine on the second attempt, but with 3 yellows, it's usually something obvious. because of the ref's positioning, they don't always see the same thing. So when it's 3 yellows, it's usually something like in a command.
4 lifters left. Lily will be attempting 97.5 kilos for her third bench.
And you can see the coach off on the left-hand side. Since we have the full screen going here, there's a coach's box, and each lifter can have one coach come out with them. And they're allowed in this area to be able to scream encouragement and cues and to see the lift so that if they need to appeal it, they can do so. Good lift.
Yeah, Lily's going to need all those extra kilos as well.
Yep, absolutely. Janelle's got a third attempt at 100 kilos now.
Everybody get behind her. Bars loaded for Janelle.
Platform 1, Friday, you've got 1 minute to change your wing deadlift attempts.
So a lot of things can affect a lifter's performance in a meet. One of the ones we haven't talked about yet, Mark, is weight cutting.
Oh,
I'm not a
yeah.
huge fan of dramatic weight cuts, but a lot of people love them. And I'm, to each their own, but it forces them.
Come on.
Oh, poo. Please, come on, please.
Fight it.
No, not today. That's all right. She's got 3 deadlifts ahead of her. She can see what she can pull together there. But weight cuts are one of those things that can significantly impact a lifter's performance and make what were previously good choices absolutely off the table for the day. Not that I'm not saying that applies to this particular person, but we haven't talked about that yet.
No, and I was just hearing a story last night about certain lifters, very famous, very well-known Canadian lifters, world famous, multiple world champions, that do dramatic weight cuts. Like literally, they'll drop down a full weight class.
Oh yes, male and female. Not
yes,
just, yes.
Not. I mean,
yeah. I've been in
16 pound cuts in a very short time frame. Which, again, I mean, if it works for them, I'm sure that's fine.
One of the guys I don't know if you know Jeff Becker. Do you know Becker?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, Jeff Becker used to say that he loved the weight cut because it helped him focus. He felt like his power got concentrated.
Oh, okay.
And he got angrier the whole time.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
If I'm hungry, I'm angry.
I
too,
could definitely see that part.
But for him, it worked.
I only did a weight cut once, and that was that Westerns in Brandon, Western
Right.
Canadians. And it was a 16, 17-pound weight cut over 4 months. I mean, it was a gradual.
That's more like a gradual cut.
Right.
Than
But for me, it was a
yeah.
pretty big weight cut because I don't
Yeah.
usually weight cut.
No.
And I just felt it just sapped my strength.
But there's 2 different aspects to, like if you're cutting that much and you're cutting it for that long. Okay, there we go.
There,
Nicely
nice.
done. If you're cutting that much, then there's a rebuilding that has to go on afterwards, right? Where you get used to your new body.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for Platform 2. We have a 10-minute break on Platform 2.
Yep.
Platform 1's about to come back in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Mark and I are going to grab a coffee.
We'll take a short break, be back in
Yeah.
about 1.5 minutes.
We will see you then, okay?
Yep.
for Jordan. Aiden's looking for 205 kilos on the bar, please. Bar is loaded, Aiden.
What did you say? Hey, one thing, a little more light. Yeah, I don't have enough light either. It bothers me.
Good looking opener, referees agree. 225 on the bar, please, for James.
All right, we are back for our deadlifts. Platform 1, Flight A. We've had a couple of deadlifts already take place. We are moving, when we said we were moving along with the spotters and loaders, we are not kidding. I mean,
These guys are flying.
these guys are flying.
James locks that one out, and it's 3 white lights.
Jonah's looking for 235 kilos.
So our first 4 lifters have already
No, we have.
taken their openers.
Looks like David has scratched on this one.
And David had the what we thought might be an injury issue.
Yeah, I think there might be something going on there. And it happens.
Yep.
Good opener for Jonah.
Carlos wants 260 on the bar on platform 1.
260 kilos.
So we're midway into our first round of deadlifts on Flight A. For our 59 kilo and 66 kilo lifters, we have 3 93 kilo lifters as well. Carlos with 260 on the bar.
You see lifters walking back and forth across the platform like that in all 3 lifts, actually, and they're looking at the bar. What they're doing is they're checking the bar to make sure it's loaded properly. Because if you try something with the wrong load on it and you either miss or get it, depends on which way it goes, and it wasn't what you thought it was, it can mess up your entire strategy and
Good
plan.
opener, Carlos.
Carlos with a good opener.
Dan Holzer's looking to open at 275 kilos.
What I tell lifters actually is get your coach to check the bar at the end of the bar that they're facing. Your job is to make sure it matches on the other side. Because sometimes people's brains can't do the numbers when they're in lift mode.
Correct.
So
Correct.
as long as it's balanced, if your coach is watching what they're doing their job on the near side, then you should be good. Daniel's having a good day.
He is. He's currently 6 for 6.
You said he's from Saskatchewan?
He's from the Saskatoon area. Yeah.
Okay. Is this his first nationals?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
I'll look
know.
him up.
I know he was at Westerns.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
nice opener for him.
3 white lights for Dan. Nicholas is opening at 285 kilos.
Yeah, this is his first nationals.
It is, okay.
Yeah. He's had an extensive lifting experience as a junior and then an open, but this is his first nationals. He's
Okay.
doing really well.
He is. Nicholas with 285.
Bar is loaded.
We want to see everybody get their openers in so that they are able to post a total.
Totally. Nicholas is lining himself up. And it's always a ritual to deadlifts. Have you noticed everybody's setup is highly individual?
I recently changed mine quite dramatically, so I'll mention that in just a minute. But
do you dance? Because you see some people are almost dancing.
yes,
when they get
no, I'm
addicted.
not.
You're not a dancer?
Not a dancer. Nice opener for Nicholas. No, I changed from a very deliberate kind of leaning over and getting wedged in and spending time like down on the floor
Yep.
to doing my ritual at the top, standing up straight,
okay.
and then just
So you can
the,
feel-
just,
you
the
can
Jessica
feel-
Bittner style.
Yeah, you can feel with air better that way.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
Jessica Bittner style where it's go down, grab the bar, and pull.
Do you pull as much as Jessica?
Why? Yeah. You're talking to
I'm sorry.
an old
I
man.
had to ask
You're
the question.
talking to an old man M3 lifter here. No, I'm not.
You know,
I'm
it's like
not.
lift like a girl. I have a sweatshirt that says lift like a girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you pull conventional or sumo?
I pull conventional.
Okay.
Yes.
What we're seeing right now is sumo deadlifting.
Yeah.
If you're not a power lifter and you're watching this with us today, there are two basic styles of sumo, of deadlift. Sumo, which is where your feet are outside your hands, and a conventional where your hands are outside your feet, basically.
Yes.
Very different lifts. And then you'll see some people doing what I call sumo-ventional, which is like a blend.
A hybrid.
Yeah. You see, Ed Cohn used to do that one.
Okay. And the sumo style is, as Jeff was mentioning last night, is basically, the name comes from the Japanese sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
When they get in their
march out.
pose before they're about to wrestle.
Exactly.
And it's that wide angled pose.
And if you see a really solid sumo deadlifter like we just saw on that last one,
Yep.
you can almost see, I tell people when you're learning this lift too, set up so that you're making a house. Your bottoms of your legs are the walls, and your quads and your upper legs are the roof of the house. So you'll see a very house shape.
Sure.
Yeah. The mechanics of it are different for different people. You see this fellow setting up like this. Sumo deadlift. He's got a double overhand hook grip.
He does.
Hook grip is just like how to say I don't love you to your thumbs.
Yes.
But it works so well, and it's symmetrical.
So we have a double overhand or hook grip where the thumb is hooked underneath the four fingers
Yes.
in order to secure the bar. And then the more traditional grip is the over-under.
Yeah.
And
Now
we're-
the double overhand hook grip comes from weightlifting, Olympic
Yes.
weightlifting.
Yes.
Where they have to be able to transition from a double overhand grip to basically a front squat position in the clean and jerk. But this is a reverse grip. You can see one hand is under, one hand is over, and that locks the bar into position. Oh, tough day for Aiden. No lift for Aiden.
No lift for Aiden on his second.
Yeah, but he has another chance on his third.
And he did make his opener.
He did. Yep.
So
So he's in the game.
James is attempting 235, a 10-kilo jump.
So the purpose of the reverse grip, and this is not something that's, it makes sense when somebody explains it to you, but not everybody realizes it who is not a powerlifting, is if you hold something with two hands overhand in the same way, if the bar slips, it's slipping out of the same direction on both hands. But if you reverse grip, you're almost locking it in.
Well, and that's why I do an over-under grip. That and because I have a bicep issue, so I have to
Exactly.
go overhand with that bicep.
But the double overhand hook grip, one of the things that's cool about that is that it allows you to have a symmetrical lift, which can be easier on shoulders.
Well, and what I found is that when I do a double overhand hook grip, which I've done with straps, I can't do it without my thumbs don't like it enough.
No,
But what happens is it activates my lats better.
totally.
And I wish I could do a double overhand hook grip, but I haven't been able to get to that point yet.
Megan's got a good opener on two here with 120 kilos. We're going to 127.5 for Christina. Yeah, the double overhand hook grip also makes your arms, I'm going to say longer, because you can let the bar hang down longer. It reduces very minusculely the amount of distance you have to pull that bar.
Yes.
Loaded on 2.
Jonah has 247.5 on this bar. Christina's got 127.5. Jonah gets 3 white lights for that one.
Good lift.
Christina locks that one out beautifully. Good lift. 140 on the bar now for Tu Lee. Carlos would like 277.5.
140 kilos on this bar over here for 2.
Bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded on platform 2 as well.
So many red plates.
So at this point now that we're into second deadlifts, certainly on platform 1, we will be shortly on platform 2. This is where some of the jockeying is going to take place for positioning.
Totally. Get your first attempts in, get yourself on the board, and then it becomes, what do I have in my toolbox?
How much is left? How much is there on the day?
Dan Holzer is looking for 287.5 kilos.
Loaded on 2.
Bar is loaded, Dan.
So with our 66 kilo lifters on platform 1, Carlos is currently in first place by a healthy margin. I'm not sure he can be caught.
Catherine just opened up with 145 for a deadlift, basically 3 times her body weight in the 47 class. Nydia is doing the same. The two of them are jockeying back and forth here. Right now, Catherine's in first place, heading into the final 2 lifts. See what Nydia can put together.
For 300 kilos.
Nicholas is putting 300 kilos on the bar for his second attempt.
Loaded on 1.
She puts that on the board.
And there we have it. Weight stays
Kelly would like
goes up a little bit,
147.
147.5 kilos for Kelly.
I always find it fun, like once you see the openers go in and how they move, and you're watching and thinking, how much more is there? Not just for a second attempt, but a third attempt. And what are they going to make? What jumps are they going to take to get to it? Oh, too heavy for Nicholas today.
So our 247 kilo lifters are only 15 kilos apart.
True, yeah.
Yep. Now that might be a fair amount, a significant amount at that weight class.
It
But
depends on what jumps we see on those
Right,
deadlifts, right?
right.
If 145 I would suspect that we won't see that close. Yeah, they're putting in the same
there you
seconds.
go. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that gap close
No,
significantly
no.
based on what I'm seeing on the ease of openers,
Sure.
but we'll see how it goes. Wow, that moved fast. 147 flew
Another good lift on 2.
for Kelly there.
155, please,
Nulafar is going to put
155.
155 on the bar in the 57 class. She's in 6th right now, but we'll see what she can pull off this floor and move herself up the ranks.
Loaded on 2.
She's got her hands behind her back because she keeps her hands.
Oh,
Whoops.
Brandon lost control. He lost his grip.
Yeah, it looks like he
He might have torn
torn
his hands
torn
up
his
a bit.
hands.
That's unfortunate.
Starting us off will
And Nulafar is good lift 2 to 1. She got a blue light on that. Usually that's to do with hitching or ramping. So if somebody thought she was supporting things with her legs,
Right.
or if, yeah, there was a little bit of a bobble there that one of the side referees may have seen slightly differently.
loaded on 1.
Giovanna right now is in 2nd position in the 52 class. She needs this on the board to secure that position. If you're watching at home, you see these little numbers down the bottom of the screen. 52, that's the weight class. Female open, unequipped, which is a category. And 2, that's the current placement. That's where she is right now.
Aiden took his third at 212.5 as well and did not make it. So he does have a total. He did get his opener at 205.
Okay, good. Good to know.
He is one of our 66 kilo lifters.
Okay. Miriam's up now with her opener at 160 kilos.
Jordan's got his third attempt at 215 kilos. He is one of our 259 kilo lifters, and he will be our national champion because David did not get a total.
Right. He also has the interesting sock thing going.
I see that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's superstition. Sometimes it's just for fun.
And as long as they're long enough, it doesn't really matter what kind of sock
You
they
can
wear.
wear whatever you like. I have dragons.
Okay. Nice pull by Miriam.
That was beautiful. Yeah, nice
And
lift.
there you have it. More white lights, 165, please, for Marie.
So we got a few pulls coming. Should be exciting.
Nope. Jordan, 7.5 was a bit too much for his third attempt on the day.
He's looking for 245 kilos.
Marie Joaquin has 165 for her opener.
She's currently in first in the 52 kilo class.
Platform 1.
She's had a very good day.
You have 3 lifters to change your opening deadlift.
Wow,
attempt.
That was fast.
that moved quickly.
Like a rocket. Nicely done. Shelby's going to put 2 more kilos on that bar, 2.5 more on that bar, and take that for a bit of a spin. Shelby's currently in second position if she makes this lift. We'll
Load it on 2.
see in the next 2 rounds of deadlifts where things shift and move.
James, yep, good lift for James. He had a little bobble with his control at the top, but he got it. And now what you're seeing is what we saw last night. As lifters are finishing their third deadlifts, often they'll go and say thank you to the referees.
Yes, that's very classy.
Yep.
Lowered on 1.
Good lift for Shelby.
And good lift on 2.
We're going to go to 3 reds for Monica.
Kilos for opening attempt for Monica.
Jonah will be attempting 252 for his last lift. 5 kilo jump.
Loaded on 2.
Yeah, he's not catching Carlos.
No, he's not catching
That'd
Carlos.
be a heck of a jump, would it not?
That would be nice. Third. Oh, lost.
Just wasn't able to pull it through.
Good attempt. No lift this time.
So Carlos will be your national champ in the 66 kilo class.
And this pull is for glory.
It
There
is.
you go. Nicholas gets another crack at 300 after that. There you go, Monica.
Monica
Nicely
with a
done.
nice opener.
Bars loaded.
75 kilo opener for a 57. Just, whatever.
This is a very big pull for a 66 kilo lifter, 287 and a half kilos.
Yeah, that's a big pull. And we're on second attempts now on platform 2. This is where the fun begins.
No.
Just too much today. With sumo deadlift too, if it doesn't leave the floor, that's often that's where the hardest part is.
It's not going anywhere if it doesn't come off the floor.
Yeah, sumo and conventional in some ways are opposite deadlifts. With sumo, the lockout typically is an easier thing because you're simply getting your hips through in a
Last 3 lifters in flight A on platform 1 are all attempting 300 kilos or more.
yeah, Christina's got 135 here now for her second. And she locks that out. Let's see what the judges say. Good lift.
Good lift.
Yep, there was no downward motion, which would be the only issue with that kind of movement if it bobbled up and down. But she moved it beautifully.
And she's currently in first place in our 47 kilo class. And I think she will finish there.
Yeah, it looks to me like nothing's changing there unless there are factors at play that I don't see.
Bar to 302.5 kilos.
Daniel's going to go all the way up to 302.5 kilos, a 15 kilo jump for him.
Catherine's going to take 152 now.
And his second moved pretty well. So
Loaded for Dan.
this might be a personal best. It might be to hit a certain total.
Saskatchewan for
Yeah, this is Catherine who's in first place in the 47.
Gotcha.
Right. The names switched over on our screens.
Oh,
There we go. Yep, Catherine's got that lovely pull, and yeah, she's solidly ahead in the 47 class right now.
Kilos for Nydia.
But Nydia is chasing valiantly, so let's see what Nydia can put together here.
Loaded on 2.
nice pull. He's happy with that.
I think this is a PR for Nydia
It
as
might.
well.
Oh, okay.
for 312.
And based on Daniel's reaction, that might be a PR for him.
Yeah.
He's very happy with the
What was that last pull for Daniel?
302 and a half.
Yeah, it was 295 was his PR.
Yep, there you go.
And 2 would like fit 155.
Brandon is our last deadlifter in Flight A on Platform 1. He'll be attempting 312.5 kilos a second time for his third attempt.
Loaded on 1.
And then we will move on to Flight B on Platform 1 in just a moment here.
Okay, so 2 is going to fire up 155 for us now.
And I think Brandon had the hand issue where it might have come out of his hands.
Right on.
So the strength was there, but he lost his grip at the top.
Yeah. And that happens, honestly. And it also sometimes it's just straight up CNS fatigue. Sometimes it's overall fatigue. Sometimes it's just not gripping the bar properly. And sometimes it is if you train with straps too much, which I've seen enough.
Nice. Can he hold?
No,
Nope.
not today.
Nope.
Not today. That's all right. He had a good day of lifting.
He did.
160
Moving
kilos.
on to Flight B, we've got Philip opening at 175 kilos.
All right, so you guys are in Flight B now, hey?
Bars loaded.
Yeah.
We are on
160
flight
kilos
B,
for Kelly.
on platform 2 or 1, excuse me. We have Philip, who took a novel approach to his squats.
I wonder what we're going to see for deadlifts.
Well, that's what I'm
just seeing 3
see,
reds
you know how
there.
you said you know when you
There's a
watched,
pattern, yeah.
can you guess how much they're going to lift the next time?
225.
In Philip's case, it's really interesting to watch what he's doing.
I love this, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this might just be
He's having a perfect day, too, so far.
this might just be an opener, and he might jump 50 kilos again.
I wouldn't.
I mean, look
There you
how
go.
just
Look at Kelly move that beautifully.
like he's just.
Three white lights.
Good opener.
All right, I'm watching his number. as
I want to see what gets put in. I really do.
Oh, my goodness.
Jacob's looking for
Okay, so Nilofar would like 165 as her second attempt. She's
Yes.
currently in 6th position.
Jacob is going to attempt 262 and a half for his opener. He put in a 50-kilo jump.
So I told you.
He put in
I
a
called
50.
it. Called it.
And I could see another 40, 50-kilo jump on the third, too.
Listen, whatever works and whatever lets you make the
Absolutely.
lift, you make the lifts.
Absolutely.
That's all you got to do is make your lifts. That was a lovely long lockout. Perfect job.
Nice to see these people make their openers on platform 1. That means they will get a total.
You watch some of these people grinding too. What seems to make the difference between being able to finish the lift and not finish the lift is whether they can hold onto the bar.
Yeah.
And that grip strength,
yes.
it not just like for the 3 or 4 seconds a normal lift take, but for 8 or 10 that a longer lift will take is key. So Miriam's got 170 here on this bar. She's in 4th position right now. And just looking at the spread, it's possible she could catch up. To get on that podium, it's just going to depend on how everybody else's lifts go. She's 12 kilos back right now.
She's 12 kilos back in 4th place.
Yeah. Anything can happen.
Right. Nice second.
And she has more room there. Yeah.
Gabriel with a good opener.
We are on a roll over here on platform
Moving on to
2.
Kevin,
Weight
opening at
66,
270.
Giovanna.
bars loaded for Kevin at 270
So I don't think
kilos.
Giovanna is going to be catching Marie in first, but she's got room here to put some nice numbers on the board and maybe whack up a few PRs for herself here. There's a 40-kilo spread between first and second
Okay.
in this weight class, so that's a bit
That's a sizable
challenging.
Well, at this weight class,
at 52
yeah.
kilos,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a jump.
We have seen those kind of jumps with the super heavyweight
Oh,
men,
totally.
the 120, 120 pluses. That third pull can easily be 30, 40 kilos.
Good lift for Kevin.
So I believe this would be a PR for Giovanna if she gets it. I think 165 is her deadlift PR.
Loaded on 1.
And this is slightly over 3 times her body weight, too.
Yeah, she's strong.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
And
Okay.
2 to 1.
The little hitch in the front
Yep.
that the front head judge might have seen that the side judges didn't see.
Exactly. You could see
There was
things from
just- there
different
was a little
angles.
hesitation right in the middle here. Just
Yeah, I saw that.
kind of
too.
right there.
It bumped off her legs
Yes.
and outwards. Yeah, that would be called hitching.
Right. And that might be something the head ref would see that maybe the side judges don't see because of the angle.
Shelby's up now with 172.5. She's currently in 3rd position.
Matthew is successful at 270. Felix is coming out attempting 275 for his opener.
So Shelby is about 15 kilos back of second right now. So she's got a bit of ground to make up, but she's pulled that cleanly.
170.
I'm curious to see if some people do what we call a Hail Mary third deadlifts here to try and get on the podium.
That happens sometimes, but you know what? I think there's 2 types of Hail Marys. There's the, I may as well put it on the bar. It's what I need to get on a podium.
Sure.
I have no chance in hell of pulling that.
Right.
And then there's the other one. I might, in fact, actually be able to do that.
Right.
Which is
Absolutely, yeah.
right. But the first one, I honestly don't see the point of putting it on the bar because it almost never pays off.
If you realistically have no shot at it, what's the
then
point?
why don't you just take what you can get and finish with a proud second?
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But that's, different play. You can play this game however you want.
And some lifters are very much what I would call
Game day people.
game day people.
Yep.
The adrenaline, it makes a huge difference for them as
Totally.
opposed to being in the gym.
Yep.
So,
Yep, absolutely. Some people, and those are actually the hardest people to coach, to be perfectly
I
honest.
would think.
Because
yeah.
when you're coaching these people,
you don't know what they're going to put up.
well, and getting work out of them in the gym.
Well, I can do that any day when I'm feeling good. Yeah.
yeah. But getting them to push as hard in the gym as they're willing to do on the platform
Right.
is what will get them the results on the platform.
Exactly.
Right. So it's Monica here. She's currently in first. She's going to put 185 on the. That's a lovely pull. That's a lovely pull.
Jared's going to attempt 285 for his opener. Very quick up and down for him.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yep. Monica with a nice controlled
Yeah.
second attempt. Good.
Good lift.
So far, flight A has all of them have their first and second deadlifts in.
So we do have basically first and second place being competed for in our 93 kilo class on platform 1.
Right. There's a battle going on
There's
there.
a significant jump down to third then. But both Evan and Kyle will be battling it out here for first and second.
What sounds... Kyle's always in there somewhere, hey?
Yep. Michael will be attempting 290 here for his opener.
Megan's got 132.5 on here for her third attempt. We're back at the beginning of thirds for the first flight. Megan's having a really good day. She's having a good day. Missed that one, but that's okay. She's had a lovely day.
It does get heavy on your third attempt. That's the idea.
Michael with a good opener.
Christina, please.
Good lift for Michael.
And now Evan is putting 302.5 on the bar for his opener. That will give him a 810 total if he makes that.
Christina's putting 140 on the bar here. That'll give her a PR total, and 140 would tie her PR.
Load it up to
And
Christina.
I'm wondering if Kyle might change his opener. He might leave
He
the opener
might.
and then change his second.
He might. You never know. I would leave the opener and
Right.
and go from there.
With
We'll
his,
see what he does.
Right. With his opener, he would be 17.5 kilos behind
Well, I
Evan.
mean, he can't change his opener now, right?
No, not now.
But, he might change his...
Yeah, might change his second.
So Christina will tie her PR if she pulls this.
Get
Come
the
on.
shoulders back.
Come on, sweetheart. You can do it. Come on.
I think.
I don't...
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Is she going to get that? Yes.
Yes.
Well
and that's
done.
a PR total for her
Well
for today.
done.
Fantastic job.
Boy, she worked that hard.
She did. She worked that really hard. So we got 160 now for Catherine.
Kyle with a,
5 kilos on the bar.
Evan with a good opener.
Okay.
Kyle at 305. And I noticed that some of the seconds for Thomas, Jared, and Michael are significant jumps. Now we're seeing Thomas is going to jump 25 kilos for his second.
All right.
And
Catherine's going to take first here. There's no chasing her at this
All
point.
right.
So she is our champion for this year in the 47 class.
okay.
However, we'll see what she can do with this. She's made very good attempts all through the day. She's 9 for 9 so far. Well, 8 for 9 so far. We'll see what happens with her.
Kyle with an
Wow, that moved
easy
fast.
yeah, so I think he's going to add quite a bit to his second.
I have a number in my head. Oh, Catherine was generating tension off the floor, but just couldn't break it. And she's going to shake hands with the referee.
Evan chose to go up 12.5. I'm wondering how much Kyle will go up.
I'm going to see 15.
He went up 25.
Did he now?
He is chased. We are going to have a battle.
It is going to be fun. Okay.
It would be a 4 kilo difference if they both make their seconds.
Okay.
It is going to come down to
It's going to come down to
third pulse.
it's going to come down to that chip that Kyle got on his squats is what it's going to come down to.
Potentially, yes.
What's
Yep.
the body weight situation there? Evan has body weight
Evan has
advantage.
body weight advantage.
And but Kyle and Evan has lot number advantage. He can make
Yes, he
Kyle
do-
pull first.
Yes, he does.
So what we mean by that is if two lifters have the same pull or the same total, and then the person who is lighter actually wins. And lot number is the order in which they weighed in. It's a randomly generated number. If a person, two people are pulling the same weight, the person with the lower lot number goes first. On third deadlifts, this means that the person who's going second could potentially change their lift to beat somebody else. So it becomes strategy and coaching at that
does.
point. That was no lift for Nydia on platform 2 there.
Philip
she-
with a good second attempt on his deadlift at 225, which was a 50 kilo jump for him.
Nydia finishes in second in the 47 class there. She did a great job. Excellent
And,
day's work.
and
8 for 9.
30 kilo jump. Another 30 kilo jump for Philip.
Oh, I'm excited about this. This is going to be
I
fun.
I love watching these jumps he's making. This is great.
All right, so Tuli is coming up now. She's putting 162.5 on that bar.
Gabriel's looking for 282.
Jacob with a good lift for his second. Gabriel coming up with 282.5.
This would tie Tu's PR for the deadlift.
Get it.
Oh, there we
there
go.
you go. Can she get her shoulders back?
That's
I
a question. Let's
think
see what the
so.
referees say.
Yes,
Yes, she
she
did.
did.
Perfect.
Nice work.
Okay, Neelafar. Neelafar wants 170 on platform 2. Look at that replay. When their body starts shaking like that, it's the wildest feeling because you don't even know what's going on.
Normally when I deadlift, that never happens. It happened to me once, and it is when it happens the first time, it is the weirdest feeling.
Yeah, you feel like you're having a fit of some sort, and then you realize, no, this is my
normal.
nervous system
Yep.
saying this is a really bad idea.
Exactly. That's true.
That's what
true.
my nervous system is saying. Like, no,
Saying,
no.
why are you doing this to yourself?
Are you nuts? Yes,
Yep.
yeah, totally.
All right, Kevin on platform 1, 282.5. Neelafar attempting 170 on platform 2. We do have some decisions on national champs already completed.
We do.
We're still waiting to see how the 93s play out.
I don't know about
I don't think
this.
she
We'll
can
see.
get the.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. See what the referees say, because there was a little bit of wobbliness there. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 to 1,
Very
no
close.
lift.
Very close.
We'll see if her coach has gone to the jury table now.
He did right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a 5-kilo PR for her. That's a big jump, big improvement. She'll clean it up next time she comes back to the competition platform. Kelly's making a 12-kilo
Wow.
jump. But she did on their first to second, too.
Wow.
So she must be one of these people who trains with
big jumps, yep.
Loaded on 1.
Matthew attempting 290. That'll give him a total of 752 for the meet, and that would put him in 3rd place. With this pull, he would have 3rd place. Now, he can be bumped, but that would require Michael to make a huge 3rd deadlift.
Well, and I think Kelly
nice
is
third
doing
from
this
Matthew.
partially not just to hold on to not just to chase anything, but so much as to hold on to second place. Because
Sure.
3rd place is coming up behind her. So
Gotcha.
we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
Coaches are also watching.
Thomas has put in a huge number, so he will
Okay.
he will pass Matthew if he makes this.
Okay. Well, a lot of the coaches are watching lifters too, and like, how much more is there?
This is a 25-kilo jump for Thomas.
That was a 12-kilo jump, and she just made that just.
I know.
Fly.
Made it look easy.
That was amazing.
So Thomas is attempting 300. 25-kilo jump would give him a 775 total, and it would put him solidly in 3rd place.
Yeah. I think Kelly made that jump to force the
And-
last person behind her
And
not to.
this pull is to oh boy,
That's a big pull. That's
that
going
was
to be a good pull.
too easy.
Yeah. But I think she did it because the person behind her was chasing, and the coaches watch, and they think, how much could my competition realistically pull? And they have an assessment in their heads of how much they have to
So
get.
we are going to have a battle for 1st and 2nd, and then we are going to have a battle for 3rd coming up on the 93s.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, talk us
Absolutely.
through it. Keep talking us through it.
Jared's attempting 302.5 right here. That'll give him a 725 total on the
Okay,
day.
so Giovanna is doing 175, but I've just seen an attempt change come in for Shelby. She's a different weight class, of course, but she's pulling 180 now. So that'll be,
wow.
I'm seeing numbers flying on the screen here. Yeah, Shelby wants to try and take Miriam off that podium, or to make sure Miriam doesn't get on that podium.
Very quick for Jared.
Question is, does she lock her knees out and her shoulders? Okay, 2 to 1, good lift.
180 kilos on
Thomas put in
for Shelby.
Thomas put in another 20 kilos for his 3rd. Now that might be a placeholder
You
for
never
3rd
know
place.
at this point, right?
Matthew put in 10,
Right.
and
They-
Thomas put in 20.
They get 2 changes. So,
They do. So
yeah.
I imagine that will change.
So Shelby had originally had 175 in. She just bumped it up to 180. We'll see what she can do with this, because she will go into 3rd place. And then it puts Miriam in the situation of, what more do I have in the tank? Because Miriam is going from, she pulled 170 in her previous lift, and she's got 180 in there.
Oh wow, that's a big jump.
So yeah,
Big
there's
jump.
there's not much. I mean, more than that is asking a lot. So we'll
Yes.
see what happens. See whether Shelby pulls this. That's the first test. If she does, she bumps ahead of Miriam.
I think Michael has his.
Shelby pulled that beautifully.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautifully. I'm not sure if I'm. No, Miriam doesn't look like Miriam's made any changes yet. We'll see if it happens. They have until the bar is loaded to make any change they want on third attempts.
Evan is jumping up 12.5 kilos. That would put him at 822.5, and it would put him currently in first place.
Yeah, I think Miriam's staying where she's at as far as I can see, which makes sense given what we've seen of her lifting. They're making good attempt choices. Apart from her first squat, she's had a beautiful day.
Bar is loaded for Miriam.
Evan attempting 315. Just shy of 700 pounds.
We've got 2 lifters after Miriam left in this flight, and both of them will be your champions for this year. One of them is attempting a national record.
Oh.
No lift on.
All right, so
We're going
Evan's going to have to.
30 kilos.
Well, Miriam's bar was glued to the floor today, but
Okay.
she'll come back another day and get that.
184.
Marie Joaquin is taking 184, which means it's
That's
a
a
national,
national record.
It is indeed in the 52 class.
Marie is going to take 184 kilos on the ride.
Kyle's attempting 330 kilos for his second. That's 726 pounds.
So the national record is currently 183.5, held by Amélie Piché-Blanc from Quebec.
Oh boy, Kyle just moved 330.
Like a bullet.
Oh my goodness. That's hard to believe 330 moves
Somebody
that
want
fast.
to check that bar for rocket ships?
Yeah. Well, when you watch
All
the
right.
replay, it just flies up. Look
Let's
at
see
this.
what Marie can do with this national record attempt.
All right, Marie.
Let's go.
Bar is loaded.
Wow, that moved quickly.
Nicely done.
That's a national record from
Good
Marie.
for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Came off the floor.
Yeah, it's a national record and a 9-kilo PR.
Monica finishing up flight 8.
I would kill
Very
for a
nice.
9-kilo PR.
Yeah,
Mark.
9 kilo PRs are great.
Yeah,
As we get more and more into this sport, the PRs get smaller and smaller.
exactly. The longer you're around,
Yep.
the more creative you have to be in
Yes,
chasing them.
exactly.
Okay, so we're heading into the battle now. Battle of everything.
So Philippe had a very interesting strategy, but he did go 9 for 9.
Okay.
And what more interesting to me was it didn't look like he had to strain on anything.
So Evan only going up 5 on his third from his missed second.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Well, Kyle, which means Kyle is kind of in the driver's seat here.
Loaded on 2 for
Well, but
Monica.
Kyle
he's-
missed his second.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So Kyle is just jumping enough to beat Evan.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
he can change that again.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here
But
on
we also
platform
have,
one.
yeah. So there's a lot
A lot of jockeying going
A
on.
lot of movement. This is our last lift of Flight A here on Platform 2. We're going to be switching over very briefly, or switching over very shortly to Flight B. Flight B, goodness, I'm losing my words. Losing my words. I think 157.5 is our lowest opener in Flight B. Monica,
Wow.
oh, she made that move.
She's had a great day.
Look at the nice knee lock at her.
She has had a great day.
She has.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had a fantastic day. And I mean, that was a big pull.
5 kilos for Natasha.
She was patient
She
with
was
it.
only 5 kilos off the national record for that.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right?
Very patient with it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a patient lifter. That's the best word to describe her. She is precise and patient.
Gabriel with 292.5.
Natasha with 157.5 for our opener. We're on openers for Flight B here.
Natasha.
Yeah, it's kind of a battle on Platform 1 and a strategic start on Platform 2.
The other thing we don't talk or haven't talked about yet is GL points. And GL points are a way for lifters to be compared within weight classes and also across weight classes. We have a number of the 93 kilo lifters currently on Platform 1 that are going to exceed 100 GL points.
Jeez, that's a good day.
And Carlos in the 66 kilo class, national champion, also exceeded 100 points in the 100 GL points. So
And-
that's kind of the gold standard.
Yeah, that's it's the way we determine correlation across weight classes, basically. And so we have an award called the Best Lifter Award, where all of the weight classes in an age group are compared to each other by GL points. So some lifters, in fact, actually prioritize that over
Yes.
podium placement, which I
Yes.
find astounding. But you know, you do what you got to do to play the game you want to play. Christina here with 157.5, and we got Kevin with 302.5.
So Felix has finished with 745.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, if he hits this, will finish with 750.
Okay.
Michael would have to hit his third to
777.
beat Kevin out for for fourth place. Excuse me.
Fourth place, yeah. They're still
Matthew is
jockeying.
currently in third, and we have Evan and Kyle fighting it out for first and second.
Perfect.
So a lot of jockeying going on.
Yeah. Yep. People getting every kilo they can.
Stay with it.
Number 2, referees say that's a good
Yep.
lift, Kevin. Matthew's looking for 310 kilos on the bar, please.
Kevin walking by there. He just took a minute to shake hands with the referees.
All of our 93 kilo lifters now are attempting over 300 kilos for their third attempts.
Perfect. The 76 class now on platform 2 are well underway. We're in the 350 pound plus stage of the round. Kayla just smoked 160. Samantha's got 162, and then we've got Kimberly with 167 coming up in the next minute or two. I want to draw your attention to the fact that we have a 222.5 kilo opener at the end of this round of women.
For who?
For Chisholm Eza.
Wow.
And I'm
I'm
delighted to have a front row seat. Put it that way.
That is a massive opener.
That is a lot of weight for a 76.
All right, Evan here is currently in second. If he hits this, he's projected to finish second, but Kyle would have to hit his third to beat him.
Right. Let's
So
see how
Evan
this
needs
goes.
to. If Evan hits this, he's going to put all the pressure on Kyle.
Right.
He's added 5 kilos to
Right.
his second.
Yeah. If Evan hits this, Kyle needs another 9 kilos, basically 10 kilos.
It's
And Evan has the body weight advantage, but Kyle has a chip, so
Right.
there's a lot going
a
on.
lot going on here.
Yeah. Good job. On platform 2 there for Kimberly. Alex is putting 170 on the bar now for her opener. Nope, Evan
Oh.
couldn't make that move today,
Yeah.
but that's okay. So that gives Kyle the driver's seat back again.
Well, I believe Kyle does not have to make his third to win.
Kyle is going to try it anyway.
will. Oh, no,
'cause we know what
absolutely.
Kyle's like.
But I believe Kyle is our national champ in the 93 kilo class.
Yeah, I don't see that changing.
That can't change. I believe Evan will finish second.
I mean, yeah, no, there's no chance that Thomas
no.
is coming out of nowhere.
That would be a huge monster pull, and he has not made a change to his third attempt.
Yeah,
So
and that would be one of those Hail Marys we were
Yes,
talking about
yes.
earlier, the kind that you don't make.
right.
Right.
Jared is coming out to attempt 320.
Hannah's opening at 170 here.
Jared's first and second have moved very quickly. See how it's, and so no,
Nope.
got
Can't get
stuck
his
at the
hips through.
thighs.
Can't
Yep,
get his hips through.
through.
Do you want to tell us once we finish the last couple of deadlifts here on your your platform, there on platform 1? Do you want to tell us about our sponsors again after?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
170 for Janelle.
We have 3 deadlifters left on platform 1. Flight B,
For Janelle.
Loaded on 1.
and Thomas is coming out to attempt 320 kilos.
Yeah, here's Janelle now with her opener at 170. That was a lovely selection. Good job, Janelle.
Thomas will be our third place finisher.
190 kilos on the bar, please, for Lily.
Nice pull by Thomas.
Oh, and he held on to it. I was
Oh,
worried.
oh.
I could see that starting to slip.
Oh, he got it.
He got it.
Yeah, it did slightly
Yeah.
slip right at the
You
very
could
end.
see his
but
fingers starting to
Yeah.
unfurl. But he held it.
He held on to it long enough.
For Michael.
And
His
that left hand, I could see it starting to, the right hand.
right
actually.
hand.
Yeah, right
hand.
hand.
It just started to come out.
Yeah,
All right, we have 2 deadlifters left on
Okay.
platform 1.
perfect. And Lily's opening at 190 now. We're getting into the heavy hitters in the deadlift field.
Michael's also attempting 320 for his third and final attempt.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to see a bit of a battle between Chisholm and Rashena at the end.
I believe
and possibly
so.
Lily, given
Yep.
how she's moving. Wow, that was nice. She's got long arms. Like, she's able to lock that out with the bar seated much lower on her legs than some of the
Right.
other lifters. It's a huge asset in deadlifting. Roshena's taking 197.5 here.
Loaded on 2.
Michael with 320.
Got it to his knees.
Not quite there.
That was a big jump for him. Good
Yeah.
day for Michael. A good total.
Clean pull for Roshena. All right. So this is where we see 222.5 as an opener in the open women's class.
Kyle is attempting.
Opening deadlift attempt.
Kyle must be attempting some kind of national record. He's jumped 20 kilos to 350.
Bars loaded for Chisholm.
I'm wondering if this is a national.
357 is the national
Okay,
record.
so
Nick,
just shy.
Nick Manders has that one.
Just shy of the national
What's his
record.
total going to be?
838 and a half if he makes it.
Yeah, I know. So it's 4 kilos under the total.
There you go. That's maybe where
He's probably heading towards that ultimately. Here we go with the Chisholm with her 222.5.
for her opener. Oh, maybe a little bobble at the top.
Let's see
I
what
wonder.
they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Kyle get it?
No.
No. All
That's all
three
right.
reds. I wonder what
Well, it's
was it up and down?
It must have been. I was watching Chisholm at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh yeah, up and yeah. Okay, hitching
There. It was an
yeah.
up and down at the very end.
Yeah, and I think it's supporting on the thighs as well, probably.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Your national champ in the 93 kilo class is Kyle Graham. Evan Seymour is second, and Thomas Franco is in third place.
Fantastic.
We're going to mention our sponsors here while we continue to focus on Platform 2 and Flight B. Visit Moose Jaw, SBD Apparel Canada, Inner Strength Products, and Sask Lotteries. The medal ceremonies will come up at the end of our deadlifters on Platform 2, Flight B. So stick around. We will sign off, but we will leave the video, and you will hear the announcer, and you can see all of the medal ceremonies, and you can see the ceremonies for best lifters in each weight class. In each age class and weight class following the medal ceremonies.
We are sticking around for the rest of these deadlifts, so
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
you couldn't get me out of here if you tried.
No, we're not signing off till the deadlifts are complete.
All right, so Natasha wants 167.5 on the bar. This is second attempts. We talked earlier about this. Building that second attempt lets you make the third attempt. You have to make your second attempt move convincingly to merit the third attempt that you want to put on the bar. So the second attempt, which is like almost the overlooked second child sometimes, is actually critical to being able to put a good third on that bar. And it also is a confidence booster, builds momentum, and it makes your competition sweat, which is really important.
I like to think of that second pull as the confidence pull.
Yeah.
Because if you make that second one, then it's like, okay, let's go for it on the third.
It's also great to throw your competition off balance by
Yes.
making it look so good that like, oh, whoa, they could do anything.
Right.
Right. That was a lovely pull for Natasha.
And keep it going. I swear, 172.5 kilos on the bar for our next two lifters. Kayla will be the first one to come out and take that for a ride.
Yeah. So Chisholm has actually gone from 222.5 to 225 for her second.
She's not adding a lot.
No, but which she wouldn't, honestly. You shouldn't. She has more to lose than she has to gain by adding more at this point. Unless it's equipped, in which case adding weight can actually play into it a little differently. But this is classic. Okay, we'll see what happens there. Okay, up a little bit up and down the further. The
head ref saw that. Yep.
yeah, but the sides sometimes don't see the same thing.
Right.
Different angles. Samantha would like 172.5, same weight. They just tightened up the collars.
Loaded for Samantha.
So our last three lifters in this round are going to finish first, second, and third. We're not quite sure of the order yet, but
Well, let's just get Chisholm to get a lift on the bar first. Right?
did she not get her opener?
No, she did not.
Oh, Oh, that's right, for the up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
And-
That's why the 2.5.
Yeah, and the question of the shoulders we had as well, but the referees didn't call it for that.
Right.
So.
I was focused on Kyle at the
Yeah,
like
totally.
you were focused on her.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're kind of doing a good job of splitting the labor up here.
So that's why I remember now the reason for the 2.5.
Yeah, Alex would like 180 on that bar.
76 kilo.
Because that's going to make it even more interesting, the fact that she's only going up 2.5, because Rashina is going up 7.5, making it a very close.
Right. If Rashida makes hers, and if Chisholm makes hers, then there's 2.5 kilos difference heading into the third. So it could be anybody's game. But if Rashina misses hers, Lily makes her. Like it's at this point, it's all speculation.
Alex has had a nice day.
Yeah, she sure has.
Next lifter to take 180 kilos here will be Kimberly. Loaded for Kimberly.
So this is just two kilos under Kimberly's deadlift PR. So she's, for her second attempt, she's in a fairly good place. Let's see if she can make this now. Oh yeah, I'd say there's a bit more there.
And it's a good lift. Now we're going to go up a little smidge to 182.5 kilos for Hannah.
Hannah's deadlift PR is 177.5.
So this is a PR for her as well.
This
if she
is.
makes this.
We're on. I love seeing this on seconds. It means people are getting stronger. Yeah, that moved like a deadlift PR.
It
was great.
185 kilos on the bar, please, for Janelle.
Janelle had a solid opener on her deadlift here, so let's see what she can do with a 15-kilo jump. And then we're into the top three-ish. Ah, that moved nicely.
A little late to the party, but at least you're going to finish on a good note. Hey, Janelle, 197.5 kilos, please, for Lily.
So Janelle's recovered nicely.
She has.
She's had 2 good pulls now on deadlifts. That's got to make her feel a little bit better going into the last.
Well, she's learned some things this time,
Yep.
and well, I'm really excited to see what she will do in 2026 at Nationals in Newfoundland.
Lily adding 7.5 kilos to the bar for her second. She's currently in 3rd place. A little bit of work at the top, but a good lift.
And she did a good job of not banging it off her thighs.
Right.
It's really tempting to do it at that point if you're not patient enough, but her patience was excellent
She
there.
is currently sitting in first, but she'd like this to help her stay in first. Bars loaded.
Looks like Lily's coaches have put in a 5-kilo jump to the next attempt,
Okay.
which seems like a reasonable one given all
Yep.
all we're seeing here. Solid
good.
movement.
Yeah.
Three white lights. All right. Chisholm would like 225.
Yeah, Rashana's having a good day. She's
Mr. First wants a little bit of technicality.
7 for 8 so far. See what she puts in for her third. And again, they can change their third attempts
Right.
twice. So
At the gold medal.
Chisholm needs this to continue. I'm thinking that the strength is there. It was just a matter of
technical.
technique.
Yep.
Clean up the technique.
She's got a very narrow grip on the bar, which makes it very challenging to get your hands in or your shoulders back at the top, which is. And she also doesn't grip on the knurling, which I find or at least she didn't on the first one.
I find that so tough.
I find that so hard, but whatever works for her is what matters here.
That's better.
That was better.
Yeah.
There we
there
go.
you go.
Okay, game on. This is a
It
different.
is game
it's
on
a
now.
different world now.
Now we've got
She's in at 500, and then we've got Rashena
We're going to go to
So Roshena put in a 7.5 kilo jump.
To go to 505.
Yep. Let's see what Chisholm puts in.
But she has 497.5 right now.
Right.
Chisholm has 500 right now.
Right.
Chisholm's put in a 10 kilo jump. Let's see how this plays out. But the other thing is that Roshena has lot number advantage. So she can force Roshena to take a lift first and then
Right.
go up from there.
Right.
I think that might be what plays out here. But Chisholm has body weight advantage. So
Right.
if they pull the same amount, Roshena has to beat her.
Yeah.
Can't just tie. So we've got a lot of strategy going on in this round of thirds. See how the coaches play it. I love watching these battles because yes, they're about the athletes, but they're also about the coaches and how they can think in ways that make the other person make mistakes and know their own athlete's abilities and harness those. Christina's got 165 for her third here. Oh, and it's
Nicely
sliding
done.
right up. There we go. What a lovely
Yep.
lift.
She's got to be happy with that.
Yep, that's a 400 kilo total.
Weight's going to go up to 175 kilos for Natasha.
Natasha's also looking to get to 400 for her total if she hits this.
Yeah, Natasha's best deadlift is 175, so we're in the right
The
territory
bar's
there.
loaded for Natasha. Let's see it, Natasha. One more lift to give yourself a 9 for 9 day.
Yeah, she'll move up the scoreboard a little bit up with this one, for at least temporarily,
Right.
into 7th position. We'll see how this pans out for her. And I know it sounds strange to say moving up into 7th position. We're talking about in the country here, in
Yeah.
open class.
Yep.
To be the 7th strongest woman in Canada in a certain weight class is no mean feat. That's a big, big deal.
Yeah, the open classes are extremely competitive.
Very competitive. And these are strong people.
Nice.
And she holds on to that one. 3 white lights.
There you have it. Nice work. 9 for 9 today. 180
Okay, so Samantha
kilos
also
on
wants to be
for
in 7th
Samantha.
position. She has put 180 on the bar for her third attempt. You notice they're cleaning the bar in between the lifters on this last round, because you see people walking out. They've got the powder on their legs and their hands are covered in chalk. The stuff on their legs is baby powder. It's designed to make the bar slide up your legs, but it also can make the bar slippery. So we clean it off periodically so that it doesn't make the bar slippery for the next lifter. And we clean the chalk off so that the actual knurling, which is the horrible textured stuff that feels like a cheese grater on your hands, is clear so that you can grip the bar and have it not slide. Let's go, Samantha.
Wow.
I wasn't sure that was going to move that well. That's beautiful. There we go.
Nicely
3
done.
whites.
Nicely
Yeah,
done.
her hips came up a bit faster, and I was thinking, oh no.
Yeah, her hips came up a little bit. There, right
Yeah,
there.
right there.
And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, that's going to be a grind.
And then she managed to get the hip extension at
did.
the end, and it was beautiful. There you go. Nicely done. Good job, Samantha. Kayla would like 182.5 on the bar. Oh, and I think that was a PR total for Samantha, actually, at 405. She
Okay.
previously had a total of 400, so nicely done.
Loaded on 2 for Kayla.
Kayla's deadlift PR is 177.5.
All of our remaining lifters, including Kayla, are now pulling 400 pounds or more.
Oh,
Oh,
not today, but it'll be there another day.
it will.
Not quite there today. All out for these lifters today. They're giving it their all. 185 kilos, please, for Alex.
Alex is currently in 6th, and she'll finish 6th with this lift. I don't think that can change at this
No.
point. Nicely done.
There you go.
And back on the
Good
white leg
lift.
train. Nice work. 185 kilos now for Hannah.
Hannah's deadlift PR is 177.5.
On this platform.
So
She's
that's
from New Brunswick. We don't have very many New Brunswick lifters.
no, I don't see a lot of names
Yeah.
from New Brunswick typically.
It's one of the provinces that's been really working hard on growing the sport and developing, and it's fantastic that they have so many lifters this year at nationals. Not something that we've seen a lot of in the past 10 years, and they've grown so much in the last 2 or 3. Hard work on behalf of everybody there. Nope. That's all right. She finishes as 182.5, which is still a deadlift PR.
Yes.
So take it. Kimberly.
Kimberly will finish in 4th place,
Oh, I like
I
that.
believe.
Yep.
My
Looks like
1, 2, 3.
if she pulls this.
If she pulls this,
She's currently in 5th.
right. She needs to jump ahead of Hannah by making this.
It's a 5-kilo jump.
Yeah.
Kimberly's deadlift PR is 182.5, so right in the middle there. This should be within manageable range based on what we saw in that previous attempt as well.
So this pull is for 4th place for Kimberly. If she can get this, she'll move up 1 place.
Bars loaded for Kimberly.
If you're watching this and you're a power lifter and you think, oh gosh, I'm just lifting, I'm never going to help out and give back to the sport. I mentioned it earlier, but there's a woman on the left-hand side of your screen that you'll see periodically loading the bar. That is Rhea Stin. She is probably the best powerlifter in the world, arguably. Classic and equipped. She has won everything in everything she's pretty much tackled.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that moved well.
Yeah.
Kimberly, nicely done. Good job. Rhea spots and loads and referees and helps out at every meet
Yeah.
because that's how the sport grows. So if you're a powerlifter watching this and you think, oh, I don't know whether I should help out, you should help out and you should be like Rhea.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ray has, I think, 5-time world champion in equipped bench.
World Games twice
World
now.
Games twice winner.
World,
Too many
world-
national titles to count.
Open world champion,
Open world champion.
classic, and no, equipped, not classic.
Equipped,
But
yep.
I know she was junior champion multiple times. I mean, I can't even give you all
No.
the things Rhea's done.
And yet she's volunteering. She's on the platform helping with loading. She's at the back helping.
She's running this meet.
She's running this meet with her husband and her brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Rhea has no problem with getting her hands dirty.
Come on, Janelle. Finish.
Push this, push this, push this, push this.
No.
Not quite today. Not quite today, but she did get 190.
She did.
185 on the bar, so that'll be fine. Lily would like 202. She's gone up from 197. She's in 3rd place. I don't think that's changing.
That cannot change. Lily will stay in 3rd place. She's adding another 5 kilos. It might be a PR, potentially.
Right now we have our 2 top lifters after Lily, Roshena and Chisholm. Roshena is calling for 212 for a 7.5 kilo
Right.
jump. Chisholm's making a 10 kilo jump to 235. We're going to see if that changes. I'll keep an eye on that
Yeah,
for us here.
I think that could change.
I think Roshena is going to make what she can make and force Chisholm.
Force Chisholm to pull more. Yeah.
Yep,
Force her
exactly.
to pull more.
Yep. See what they can do.
Lily has had a very good day. This would.
She really has. She's had a solid day. Oh, not quite. Not quite today, but that's okay.
8 for 9 on the day.
That's a good day.
That's a
and
very
fighting
good
for
day.
podium positioning.
And 3rd place.
Yeah.
She's our 3rd place finisher.
So Roshena is probably thinking that 7 kilo jump is what she can make, and that forces Chisholm to make at least a 5.
At least a 5.
Yeah. Because Chisholm would tie and then
Right.
take it on body weight.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
So that she can pull this and move herself.
And they
in
have until the
first.
bar is loaded to make any changes they want to change.
Platform 1 athletes, can you please gather in the back room in the staging area? We're almost ready to go on.
Both of these lifters are, fighters for this. And Roshena has a bit more international experience, I think.
Right.
So we'll see. She knows herself, and she knows what
Bar
she can
is
do.
loaded. Let's
Right.
see it, Rashina.
She's not a Hail Mary lifter. She's got home crowd cheering her on
Yep,
here.
she's a Saskatchewan lifter. Lots of people here for her. Oh, wow.
That moved well.
She got that.
Oh my goodness.
There
It
was a little more
I'd
there,
say there
but-
was another 2 kilos at least, maybe
Yeah.
5.
But smart.
But smart.
Yep.
Because you don't get credit for what you'd like to have done.
Right.
You get credit for what you actually physically can do. So she can go down if she wants.
My guess is Chisholm will drop that. There's
I
no
would-
reason. There's no reason
There,
to do
she
two.
just did
There
it.
you go.
Just did it. We saw it come in.
All right.
2:30. Yeah, that's what I would have done too.
Because Chisholm is lighter.
Why?
So Chisholm is going for the win on body weight.
Yeah.
When I say bar is loaded, what are you guys gonna do? That better be louder. No excuses.
The announcer in the room is trying to ramp the crowd up and get them involved in this last pull, because that is a
Our
big pull.
last pull of the morning, platform 2, flight B, for the national championship in the 76 kilo class.
Yeah, that's a big pull.
This is the way we should end all of our flights. Like
we
this.
should.
Yeah.
We really should. Yeah.
It's
like,
great to have these kind of battles at the very end.
This
And
is
the bar is loaded.
just for
Chisholm
context.
for the win.
Jessica Bootner still holds the record in this. It's 30 kilos more, 31 kilos more. But this is still a monster pull.
It is a monster pull.
This is a monster pull. And she's pulling for first. Oh, I think she's done it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was a good lift. That was a good lift. Stick around for the medal presentations. We will be leaving you in a minute, but the medal presentations will continue on. You'll be able to watch them on the live stream for both platforms. On behalf of our sponsors, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. We've had a great day with you guys. Thanks to our sponsors, Visit Moose Jaw, SBD Apparel Canada, Inner Strength Products, and Saskatchewan Lotteries, Sask Lotteries. Great day of lifting, some phenomenal results. Just to recap, we have. You want to do the recap for the men's 93?
For the men's 93, we had, I believe, and now I got to go back and take a look.
Sorry about that.
Now I got to go back and look.
I think it's in front of you right here. Like,
Oh, here it
yeah,
is.
There we
Okay.
go.
So for the 93s, it's
Kyle.
excuse me, Kyle at the bottom. I've got a frog in my throat. Kyle at the bottom is our winner. Evan is our second place
No.
finisher,
Thomas.
and Thomas is our third place finisher.
Really? I thought it was Thomas in second.
No,
Oh, Evan. I missed Evan. It's not sorted on our screen.
Kyle
folks.
is our winner. Evan is our second place finisher, and Thomas is our third place finisher in the 93 kilo class.
Fantastic. And for the women let's go back to the 47, we have Catherine Noyne and Nidia Romero in first and second. For the 52 class, we have Marie Joaquin in first, Giovanna Toledo in second, and Christina Duong in third. 57 class was a lovely fight today as well. We have Monica Gaillot in first, Kelly Chong in second, and scrolling through, Shelby Doyon in third. And then we jump right to 76, skipping over 63 and 69. They'll be a little bit later. We had 76, we had Chisholm Eza in first, Rashena Grzybowski in second, and Lily Riggs in third. So the medal presentations are coming right up.
And for our 66, Carlos Castillo is our winner. Jonah is our second place finisher, Jonah Dabu, and James Cornelson is our third place finisher in the 66 kilo class. Our 59 kilo class winner is Jordan Smith.
Perfect. We're gonna head on and let you guys watch the medal ceremonies now. The next session is starting at 3:30 Saskatchewan time, and you can tune in then for some more lifting.
All right.
Cheers.
Presenting awards